Do you like bananas? I freaking love bananas. In fact, I love bananas so much, I decided to start eating bananas every single day until Valve adds a strange second banana to TF2. Then, while I was making those, I thought, wait a minute, there's a Mannana Peeled Warpaint in the game. Why hasn't anyone made a video detailing the different intricacies of that Warpaint and then putting them on a tier list based on how they look with that Warpaint? That's this video. It's a compilation of every single one of those videos, including the parts where I eat the banana, and at the very end, I go over some of the details like the percentage chance of getting the Poopy Joe sticker versus the Yeti Mannana Peeled sticker. With all that being said, I will say the quality goes from pretty bad to marginally better. I'm still new at this, but if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe and tell me how I'm stupid. With that being said, let's start with... Hello, potassium people. You know when I said I was going to do commentary videos? I kind of lied. I actually want to do reviews. And one of the things I noticed is that there is a severe lack of appreciation for a very specific banana item in TF2. And you know what that is? It's Mannana Peeled, baby. It's Mannana Peeled. Give it up for your boy, Mannana Peeled. Hey, I love you. I love you. Anyways, here's the deal, right? So, Mannana Peeled is a very good war paint for those who love bananas, who love the color yellow, whatever have you. And I've noticed that people haven't really looked into how it looks differently on weapons. Like, obviously people know some weapons it stretches, some it does whatever, right? But what matters is how good does it look in comparison to actual bananas. And what I'm gonna do, starting from this video onwards until I finish, and maybe there will be a break in between, what's gonna happen is I am going to start reviewing each of the individual weapons that you can war paint with Mannana Peeled. There's 43 weapons. Anyways, I have and I own every single one of them, and I was thinking, what is the best wear for the war paint to look at? And the answer to that is minimal wear. See, factory new is too new. If you go to the store, there's gonna be bananas with like bruises or dark lining on it, or even cuts in it. That's whatever, right? And most of the time, you're not actually gonna see bruises unless your store is like beating these bananas against the wall. What you're gonna see is they're just like naturally ripening, naturally have like some dark lines on them, right? Show that they're getting there. Maybe a dark spot here or there. So I want the authentic, fresh from the store experience. And in this case, that means minimal wear is the closest to a banana looking war paint slash banana that we can get. So, what is my official stance on the minimal wear war paint itself? I think if I was to rank this in a tier list, which I will do for the rest of the weapons, I think that the minimal wear war paint of Mannana Peeled is the potassium rank. Give it up for a potassium rank, everybody. Let's freaking go. I love this war paint. Anyways, at the end of each of these videos, I'm gonna speedrun eating a banana at the very end. So you're gonna see that every single day. You're gonna see all of these reviews, and besides that, a little gameplay to go with, you know, mix it up a little bit. Anyways, I'll see you potassium people later. Remember, fix TF2 and add the strange second banana valve. We're waiting on ya. Come on. It's not that. Come on. Get in the game, please. Oh, banana. Alright, first video of the record. Let's see what we get here. Come on, baby. Let's get an American weapon. It's 4th of July. And, oh, well, you know what? You know what? I got one of those. So that's pretty American, I think. Anyways, welcome back, potassium people. Today we're looking at the Panic Attack Mannana Peeled. Now, of course, this weapon is a beautiful weapon. I love the Panic Attack. It's a weapon that allows you to basically become a scout, but without the mobility and without the very epic, very clean looking aesthetic of the Scattergun. However, it trades it for a very menacing and honestly appealing look of the Panic Attack. Now, everything about this weapon just oozes personality. It really makes you think, man, they just took a weapon probably from CSGO, I don't know, I've never played that game, and slapped it straight into TF2. Big fan Love the yellow on this weapon, how it covers the top, how the dark edges really accentuate what the weapon's all about. And there's only one thing that I kind of dislike about this weapon. In fact, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of time, just a few seconds to figure out what it is. Why don't you take a look at this and tell me what the problem is with this weapon? Go ahead. Alright, so if you said there is a giant stopper in the weapon, you would be absolutely correct. What is this thing? Why is it there? I hate this thing, man. Like, this weapon looks so freaking good. And there's just a black void that's apparently filled by whatever flavor of the Warpaint is slapped on there. I want this thing to be A tier, at least. But this thing makes it so that whenever you notice it, whenever someone else is using the weapon, or whenever you're using the weapon, you inspect it. It's like, dang, did I get a gun? Or is it just like I'm imaginary shooting bullets at people and they're falling over pretending to be dead because they feel bad that I'm using something this stupid? Listen, I love this weapon, but dang, that's bad. That's really bad. Dang, okay, well, anyways, here is my official ranking of the panic attack. We're giving the official B tier bananaced. It's a bananaced weapon. If it did not have the screw on it, it did not have the corkscrew in it, it would be A tier. However, it looks bad. Okay, I don't like it. I don't like it. Valve, please fix this. It shouldn't be that hard to fix the fact that there's just a giant corkscrew in it. It sucks. Anyways, that's gonna be all. Remember, hashtag strange second banana, get the strange second banana into TF2, and also hashtag fix TF2. Would really appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Have a lovely rest of your 4th of July if you celebrate it. If you don't, eat a banana. Alright, day number 2 of spinning the wheel. Let's see what we get. Oh, baby, there's something about it. Well, Crusaders Crossbow. Actually, I really like this weapon. Alright, potassium people, welcome back. We got another delicious, delectable, nutritious weapon to review. Now, as you can see here, I'm using the Crusaders Crossbow. One of the best, actually, the best medic primary, that's right, primary in the game. Personally, I like using the overdose a little bit more, even though you can't Mannana Peel it. It's alright. I love the speed on it. Anyways, this bad boy, whew, it looks good. This weapon, oh man, like it's making me question if I want to make out with it or not. The real thing that I really like with this weapon is all the colors are in the right places. Everything just like looks really clean, and if you look at the curves on the crossbow at the very front, it looks like the peel is peeling back a bit. And if you were to fold it back up, it would just cover the banana. You know what I mean? It would cover it. Literally one of the best looking Mannana Peeled Warpaint applications in the game. This weapon easily, and I mean easily, gets S tier for superb banana. Just absolutely phenomenal weapon. Oh my gosh, it's fun to use, it's fun to look at, and by golly, I'm gonna pin it up on my wall or something, just like I pin up some people when I shoot them in the face. But geez, man, not only can you hurt people, you can heal people. It's literally like if you had the second banana stuffed inside of a weapon, and it's like, okay, hey, I noticed you're missing half your health bar. Well, guess what? 150 health across the map. Boom, baby, you're healed. You're healed. Go, kill them. Kill the enemy. Anyways, that's about it. Love this weapon. Mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful. And remember, Valve, you need to fix TF2, and please add the strange second banana. Come on, man. I'm eating these bananas every day. Come on, please. I'm begging you. Oh, banana. You spin that wheel right round like a record, baby, right round. Detonator, my beloved. Hello, potassium people, it's me. I am here to tell you about my opinion on the Detonator. So, this weapon, I actually really suck with. I am just 100%, 1000% awful with this thing. I don't know how people use it. I'm a Scorch Shot brain dead baby, or I use a shotgun because bullet make bad guy hurt real bad, and I like it when bad guy hurt. So the Detonator is a weapon. You left click, fires out a little flare, and then you right click while it's midair, and boom, all of a sudden you got this whole area of effect and people are on fire, and it's dope. Now, I really love how they utilize the green on the handle. Absolutely phenomenal placement. I think most everything about this is just really good looking. You got like this little peel in the back with the yellow, how it like curves up. You've got the main barrel is just like a solid chunk, and then you have straps that look like they're made of the banana part, you know, the flesh. So it's like little tendrils that come out of the banana naturally. And those tendrils are used to nourish the banana while it's growing. And so this is like a nourishing weapon. It's nourishing for your kill feed is what it is. It's gonna get all of the weak little babies sticking around these choke points and kill them. And I'll be honest, I suck with this weapon. I have a really hard time with timing stuff, but dang, even I can get like 4 kills because, oh, we gotta push the cart. We've been waiting too long. We gotta do it now. So I like how it looks a lot. However, there's one glaring issue with this gun, with this weapon, and it's that if you look down the barrel, there's nothing stopping it. It's just, you see the yellow at the very end, and it's like, oh man, everything's ruined. You'd made an amazing weapon, something that would have been easy S tier. It knocks it down. It knocks it down. I don't like seeing directly into there and realizing, hey, there's actually no ammunition. There's nothing. You're making it up. So I'm going to have to give this weapon the A tier for appealing. It's very appealing. It has a lot of good things going for it. However, it is just unforgivable that you can stare straight down the barrel. That is disgusting. Like, ugh. Realism in my cartoon shooter, get the freak out of here. Anyways, what's your opinion? What do you think this weapon, where do you think it should be placed? And Valve, please, fix TF2, continue fixing it, continue banning the bots, and just give us a strange second banana. Come on, man. Come on, please. I'm dying over you.
Oh, banana.
Alright, let's see what we get today. I just hope it's something decent. I just want something decent today, please. Like a Scattergun, maybe. And that's pretty close. Iron Bomber? Oh. Wrench. Alright, a wrench in my plans. Welcome, Potassium people. Here we are today with the wrench. You may have noticed there's a few changes to the title and maybe possibly the thumbnail. So what's going on is this series, this whole number 56, number 57 days, blah blah blah, was started for the strange second banana to be put into TF2. And at one point I thought I should change the title, change how things were done. However, I realized I should just change the thumbnails. After experimenting with it for a while, we're just changing the thumbnails. So, the wrench. The wrench is a wonderful tool. It's great at building things. You hit things and it just miraculously springs them up from the ground, from this little baby image that they used to have, to a wonderful killing machine or dispensing machine, or you could teleport, which you could theoretically say kills you, but then like revives you as a new person. I'm not getting into theoretical science over here. What really matters today is that the wrench versus the jag is a very interesting comparison. So the wrench itself offers pretty much nothing better than the jag, in my opinion. The jag is just really fast. You want to build a sentry, you can build it fast. You want to build a dispenser, build it fast. Teleporter, it's already up. And the jag is just so nice and just has such a nice, cool look to it with the Mannana Peeled. And I'll get into that in a later video. I don't know when, it depends on the fate of the wheel. But what does matter is that the wrench was the original weapon. It was made before the jag, it's the stock weapon. And the wrench itself looks quite good with Mannana Peeled, I will admit. And while I have used the wrench quite a few times, I don't think it's my personal favorite. In fact, I still think it's a jag. Anything that just makes you fast is just straight dopamine to your eyeballs, and to your brain, and to literally anything. Anything in your body, you just inject it. So, the wrench, in and of itself, is a decent weapon. That's not what I really care about, I just want to talk about it a little bit. What really matters is that the wrench itself looks very good. There's a little bit of white lining on where the Mannana Peeled is applied for the banana part of the wrench. The yellow is put in a decent spot, and overall the green for like the screw and stuff makes logical sense. The only thing that brings this weapon down in terms of appearance is the bottom of the handle. Now what's nice about that is it doesn't show up in gameplay for the most part unless it's dropped on the ground, and because of it, I really like how this looks. It's a very solid looking Mannana Peeled weapon, and because of that, I'm going to give this an A tier for appealing. Let's give it up for the wrench, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good looking wrench. Besides that, getting into the banana eating part, love the bananas. Absolutely delicious. And here's what I'm thinking. Going forward, I've obviously been just here and there, like making things very confusing. I'm just gonna say this. I am going to try and make a website so people can sign a petition, just like Fix TF2. I know I'm stealing all the ideas, but I want to make a website where people can sign a petition to get the Strange Second Banana into TF2. I don't know how long the series will go on for at this point. I don't know if Valve will officially say anything about making any updates to weapons, but until they do, and until something happens, I'm planning on releasing these videos, whether it's really simple reviews like this, or if it's just something like, hey, I'm eating a banana, and then I just eat the banana, and that's it. Like, there's nothing interesting. And I know I've said this like billions of times, and a lot of these videos are very boring, but I just love bananas. I just love yellow. And I just hope one day Valve actually goes ahead and adds the Strange Second Banana to TF2 so I can eat it. I'm hungry. I'm starving, Valve, please. Oh, banana. Alright, day 6 of asking for the Scattergun. Come on, day 6. Actually, is it day 5? Knife? Airstrike? Okay, fine. Hey, Potassium people, what's up? It's your boy, Azure. We're back again. We're looking at the Mannana Peeled weapons. You already know how this goes. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how I think about the weapon itself in gameplay. Then I'm going to talk about how the Mannana Peeled Warpaint looks on the weapon, and I'm going to rank it on a tier list. Then I'm eating a banana, and that's pretty much how these go. So, first off, the Airstrike. I freaking love this weapon. It's basically Islander gaming, but for soldier. And I'm going to be real. I think people kind of sleep on the real capabilities of the Airstrike. Now, people are like, oh no, like obviously you jump up and it fires like 6 rockets at one point and you destroy the heavy instantly, and like that's true, that's very true, but you know what this should really be categorized as? It should be categorized as a spam weapon. This is hands down one of the best spam weapons in the game, because you're just able to fire constantly into a choke point. And like obviously you have the Beggars, and the Beggars is really good at just spam firing, spam reloading, whatever. And that's great, and it does regular damage, and you know there's a little bit of curve to, well, not curve, but it just is a skew. It's a little randomized when it shoots out the rockets, but the Airstrike is pretty straight and narrow. It's pretty consistent on where you want to go, and you can hold 8 rockets in a clip before having to reload. And so overall, if you need spam in an area, you can spam for as long as you want. Oh, there's an enemy soldier coming up the whole stairs. Well, guess what? Bang, 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 bang. Just keep firing. Just keep firing. Oh, you ran out of rockets? How? You can get 8 of them. Just kill people. And I know the gameplay doesn't show that very well because I didn't get a good game. And also, I have a skill issue. However, this is a great weapon. I love this weapon. It's my favorite rocket launcher. Now, besides it being my favorite rocket launcher, looking at it from an objective standpoint, I have to say that this weapon, in and of itself, is kind of plain. It's just like, it's very well done. It has a nice green to it in places that it should be, like the very back and the handles. The banana part of it is in the front, and it's held together by like the yellow braces, like it would with the peel. Overall, it's a pretty good looking weapon, but nothing really strikes out as like, oh yes, this is the weapon. This is the one I want to put into a P rank. So overall, solid looking weapon. It looks great, performs great. I'm gonna have to give it an A tier. I think this belongs in the A tier for airstrike. Anyways, it's time for bananas, because we're little bananas. Now, as a usual reminder, Valve, please can you add the strange second banana to TF2? And please continue fixing TF2. I really love the fact that you're banning bots and cheaters. That's very epic, keep doing that. And that's gonna be it for today. Remember, share this with everybody until they become consumed by potassium. Until they get radiation poisoning. Let's give everyone radiation poisoning today, eh? Come on, you want some radiation, eh? Come on, get some radiation, eh? It's time once again for another spin of the wheel, baby. That's what's all about. Love spinning that wheel. Let's see what we get. Hopefully a scattergun, please. I just want to play scout today. Soda pop? Okay. Okay, pal. SMG? Hello, potassium people. Welcome back. We're here once again. We got some wonderful stuff going on today. Basically, we're looking at the beautiful, the simple, the elegant SMG. Now, as you know, we're going to go ahead, we're going to talk about the weapon itself, how it's used in the game. We're going to talk about how it looks as a Mannana Peeled weapon. And then, I'm going to go ahead, rank it, and eat a banana. So, first up on the chopping block, the SMG itself. If I have to use this weapon without using any other sniper primary, I feel like I'd rather cut off my arms. Now, you would think, oh, it's similar to a pistol, it just fires faster, does slightly less damage. What's the harm in it? Well, the harm is that I'm somehow really, really bad with this. Actually, I'm just really bad with, like, sniper secondaries in general, like Cleaner's Carbine, Girardi. I just use it at all the wrong times. Huntsman? Sure, you know, Huntsman's easy to use. That's a primary, though. But the SMG... the only time I'm going to be able to kill someone with this thing is if I am using the Huntsman, I hit 120 on a scout, and then I can fire a single pellet, and bam, the guy's dead. But if I have to use it as like a skinny heavy or the skinny, bro, I'm toast. Enemies move, and I know this thing can do a lot of damage if you can just focus on people. My tracking sucks. There's a reason why, even though I love the second banana, I'm not using it. Now, obviously, it's still a good weapon. SMG is still very reliable for what you need to use it with. But it's not as forgiving as something like the Girardi. And so, with all that being said, let's talk about how it looks in the game. So, the SMG is a very nice, yellow, beautiful Mannana Peeled weapon. It probably has one of the highest yellow ratios in the game, considering there's not much of a weapon to coat. That, I could very much be wrong though, so I'm not going to say that officially, but I do like how the banana is used at the forefront of the SMG. I love the little handle in the back. Overall, it's very simple yet effective weapon. It doesn't strike out as anything spectacular, even with the wear, and so overall, I'm going to give this a banana-ace rank. It's B rank. So, it's good, it's classic, it's simple, it's effective, but it doesn't do anything more than that. It's less than the airstrike, which we talked about last time. And honestly, that's okay. It doesn't need to be anything greater than what it is. A little pew-pew weapon for if you need a little extra damage or to get someone off you. So, with that being said, let's go into the banana. Freak yeah, love eating bananas. Man, why can't we just have more bananas in life? Also, what does everyone think of the drawings? ID Rotate Seps, aka Spectator, recommended I draw something, and I don't want to waste paper, so I bought a whiteboard. It's definitely not because I was using it for the visual novel, you know? But, man, bananas are good. I hope they add the strange second banana. Hey Valve, add the strange second banana to TF2. That'd be great. Thanks. Oh, and keep fixing TF2. Just keep doing that forever. That'd be great. I love playing the game. I love playing the game at literally any time of day. Oh, and can you give me $1 million thing? Another day, another spin of the wheel. Let's see what we got here. Scattergun, maybe? Please? Please? It would be so nice. Pistol? Oh, Scorch Shot. Alright, we got it. Hello, potassium people. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of ranking weapons and then eating bananas. Today, we have the Scorch Shot. Now, as usual, we're going to talk about what I think about the weapon personally. Then I'm going to talk about how the Warpaint is applied and how it looks on the weapon. Then I'm going to go ahead and talk about its ranking on a tier list. And from there, I'm going to eat a banana. So, Scorch Shot. Honestly, I think people are just upset for no reason. The Scorch Shot, sets people on fire, whoop-de-doo. Guess what else does that? Flare gun, flamethrower, detonator. But it's really easy, you spam, blah blah blah. Yes, it is. Just like the other ones. The detonator is even easier to spam. I showed it previously and I suck with the detonator. I suck with the Scorch Shot even. Although, if you play on Dust Bowl, both of them are pretty dang good, but the Scorch Shot is easier to be able to shoot people and have a nice little explosion go off at their feet and set them ablaze. So, the real question is, why do people really hate this thing? And I can think of two reasons. The first one is simple. It's that the flog is built, the oomph meter is built off of the freaking fire effect. Okay, when you do damage with fire, boom, all of a sudden you can have crits. Second thing is that when you get hit by it directly, it stuns you in place for a little bit and causes a mini crit effect. That's kind of annoying, but honestly, both those things aren't the worst thing in the world. I mean, I'd rather get a mini crit on me than a full-on 90 damage. If I'm a scout or something and they hit me with the flamethrower a little bit and then boom, all of a sudden flare punch me, yeah, I'm dead. I'd rather live from a Scorch Shot than die, personally. So, it's the main two reasons I can think of. The flog has counterplay, just like stop feeding the pyro. If they have a medic Ubering them, you can go Vaccinator, you could counter Uber them, you could have a pyro willing to sacrifice their life and air blast them. Honestly, Scorch Shot is, in my opinion, a little underwhelming. I'd rather just have a shotgun. I like hit scan. Hit scan, you hit someone, it does immediate damage, big fan. Or again, the flare gun. Flare gun's great. Hit someone that's already on fire, boom, huge damage. So, that's my opinion. Now, about the Scorch Shot, how it looks with the Mannana Peeled Warpaint. Here is what I think. I think, just like the weapon itself, it's kind of underwhelming, and people are going to just bring this thing up to higher heights than it really deserves. For one, the sticker is put on the banana, the fleshy part of the banana, and that's just wrong. Why isn't it on the yellow part? It could fit right there if they scale it down maybe a tiny bit. Or even, you don't have to scale down, it would fit perfectly on the side where it bevels in. But they don't. And it has a glaring issue that the Detonator had, which is if you look down the barrel you could see straight through it. And that's annoying. Overall, it's super simple, and it's just too simple for what it is. The gun and the Warpaint on it. And so I think for the first time, I'm actually going to give this a C tier, because it's more than boring. It's just, it's consistent. It's consistent damage if you need it. It's consistent look-wise, but it has too many flaws. Seriously, why did they put the freaking sticker on the banana part itself? There's one gun that I know of, and I'm gonna go through all of them, so I'll eventually find out for sure. But there's one gun that I know of that puts the sticker in the right spot, which is on the yellow, which is the peel, and that's where it should go. Anyways, banana time. And as always, Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2, and please continue fix TF2. And also, I would like to know why you put a kid inside my house. I don't want any kids. Can you just stop leaving children at my doorstep? I am not a babysitter. I refuse to be a babysitter. I will give them Scorch Shots and let them go to the nearest mall if you continue to drop them off in my house. Stop it. I don't like. Oh, banana. I just realized I spin the wheel, but you guys already know what I'm going to talk about because of the thumbnail. This is stupid. Hello potassium people, welcome back to another wonderful episode of Rank That Weapon, and today it's gonna be the Degreaser, yeah baby! So here's how it's gonna go. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at the weapon, tell you how I think about it in the game, then I'm gonna tell you the ranking, the official beautiful nature of the Mannana Peeled version of that weapon, and I'm gonna put it on a tier list. Then I'm gonna eat a banana. So, first off, the Degreaser. I like this weapon, but it's as much as I like the normal Flamethrower, with a tiny smidge of, it doesn't do enough afterburn. And I get what you're gonna say, sure, you don't need afterburn, because you can just pull out the freaking Scorch Shot, which you talked about last time, or you could pull out the flare gun, or you could pull out literally just a shotgun and shoot them if you need damage. Panic attack is pretty good with this thing. Oh, and the extinguisher. And again, did I mention the flare gun? Yeah, I did already. So, here's the deal, right? They increased the switch speed of pretty much every weapon from what I remember. So, it basically just made the huge bonus of being able to switch super fast almost null and void with this weapon, except for, like, again, the few weapons that you could flare punch with or whatever. So, Degreaser, it's a good flamethrower. It has its uses. But I'd rather just have the old reliable, the go in, put 16 enemies ablaze, die instantly, but I got that one guy in the back, that guy that was on like 20 HP, that afterburn killed him. The medic ignored him again, and I got him, and it was all because of that delicious afterburn. Now, there are some things to note. I personally really like the fact that there's only an extra 5 cost to the ammo for the air blast, because it really just makes it so negligible, and yet even though it's such a negligible amount of lost ammo compared to the regular flamethrower when you air blast, people complain about it less. It's amazing what just the tiniest smidge of a stat difference will do for your ego. When people are like, normally I'd hate you because you're playing pyro, but today I like you because you're using the Degreaser, and that takes more skill. I don't really see much of a difference. Now let's move on to the real meat and potatoes, or the real peel and banana of this video, and that's the Mannana Peeled version of the Degreaser. The Degreaser itself is an interesting looking weapon. Now I'm just going to say this outright, I like how the flamethrower looks more than the Degreaser. The Degreaser is basically the hackneyed job of someone who went out and met some nice propane-loving citizen of the United States of America and slapped on a bunch of different tanks. And now I'm not a fire or flamethrower expert, but I could say this. What the flip am I looking at? There's so many tubes and stuff, and like the colors look fantastic, but I pointed this out last time, the sticker is in the wrong spot. It should not be on the fleshy part of the weapon itself. It should be on the yellow part. That's the peel. What's going on with this? So overall, I would give this weapon a B for banana-aced. Because honestly, even though I have some grievances with the weapon, there's nothing importantly wrong with it. It's still usable, both as a weapon and to look at. It's just really weird. It's just a very weird niche spot where I prefer something else. So that's gonna be it. We're gonna go ahead and eat a banana. Freak yeah. That time of the day, banana time. Listen, I'm dead serious. I could just eat these every single day. Oh, wait a minute. It's like, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Because you know what, Valve? Valve, listen to me. I know you're out there. I know one of you is looking at these videos, is whether it's now or like 10 years in the future. Please add the strange second banana TF2 and just continue fix TF2. I just want a banana. Oh, banana. It seems there was a banana peeled that pleased me if it landed here, but you didn't get chosen, now did you? Hello potassium people, welcome back to another episode of Peeling It Back with your host, Azure. As a quick reminder, what we do here is we go over the weapon that we're going to be reviewing today, just how it is in gameplay, how I like to use it, etc. Then we're going to go over the Mannana Peeled version of that weapon and grade it based on how good it looks. Then finally, we're going to go ahead and we're going to eat a delicious, nutritious banana. So, first up, the Shortstop. Now, I love this little thing, this little pew-pew weapon. This is honestly one of my favorites. I don't typically use it that often, but I did use it when I was first trying out Scout again after coming back from a very long hiatus from the game, 2013. So what I would say about the Shortstop is it's a good mid-range option. Everyone knows that. It's like a tighter bullet spread, blah, 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 less pellets, less damage, all that good stuff, but it still does good damage. It's not something you can sneeze at because it's going to kill you. I would say that it's probably better at picking off targets than it is in just one-on-one confrontation. You basically give up Scout's pick ability at close range, where you can handle anything 1v1 and make it so he's less able to do so 1v1. He's still fast, so that's still a thing to consider, but at this point, he's probably going to be better chasing off someone who's trying to run away with this gun than he is going to run up and two-shot them. So I would say that even though it's not beefy, the fire rate's pretty good, the reload is awesome, and overall, if you want to pester other scouts at mid-range and they can only shoot like one pellet at you at a time, it's a great weapon. Pairs well with others. Secondaries, you got like milk if you like staying hydrated and seeping the calcium out of your enemy's bones. Or you can go ahead and drink a Criticola and then you both can hurt each other pretty well. I don't really like the Criticola, honestly. But tons of options. I'm using Bleed Scout in this case. But I will say this. The reload, like I mentioned, is very fast. But there is something absolutely beautiful about it. And this deals exactly with the Mannana Peeled portion of the weapon. You see, when you reload this weapon, you can look right here and notice that the casings are banana. I want that to sink in. The casings of the bullets that are in the gun are banana, and you can see them as you reload the gun. That is one of the best features I've ever seen for a war-painted weapon ever, and it's banana. That is freaking delicious. So, the Shortstop, in and of itself, is a pretty simple weapon, but sometimes simple is good. I know I've ragged on a few other weapons for being a little too simple, but this one, absolutely gorgeous. The green and yellow mesh super well. The banana itself isn't a huge part of the weapon, and it naturally looks like it's coming out of the yellow part of the peel. So that's pretty nice. Overall, inspecting it in game is beautiful. Reloading it in game is beautiful. Looking at it in your inventory is nice. I normally would give this an A tier. However, simplicity in this case is just exuding the banana brilliance that is on display. And again, the reload, the bullet casings, I cannot get over it. There are only 3 weapons in the game. And I know because I went in the game and I checked every single weapon that drops bullet casings or that reloads. And I checked, and there are only 3 weapons that have the bullet casings that look like the Warpaint, and in this case, Mannana. Banana. Delicious. So, this wonderful piece of technology, this gorgeous, beautiful example of what Mannana Peeled should be in every case, is going straight to potassium tier. Absolutely wonderful. Besides that, it's time for banana time. Aw, freak yeah. We talk about bananas, we eat bananas. Now, it's at this point in the video I normally go ahead and say, Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2. And that's still the same. Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2. Much appreciated. And keep fixing TF2, just keep banning bots, keep banning cheaters. I like playing the game. I appreciate that. And one last note. Can you please just make it so that other weapons drop their casings that look like the Warpaint? Please? That would really look nice on the Scattergun. Come on, I use that weapon all the time, man. I don't want to use a Shortstop for this. It's not worth it. Oh, banana. I walk to Gravel Pit, then I walk back home from Gravel Pit. Hello, potassium people. Today we're going to be talking about the Disciplinary Action, Mannana Peeled, Minimal Wear, all that delicious stuff. So the way this all works is I'm going to just talk about my personal thoughts on the weapon in-game, how it's used, whatever. Then I'm going to discuss the Mannana Peeled version of the weapon, how it looks on the weapon itself, and I'm going to rank it on a tier list based on how it looks. So from there, I'm going to finally eat a delicious, nutritious banana. So, the Disciplinary Action. Honestly, one of the best utility weapons for the soldier, but it has a lot of use in combat as well. So what it does is when you hit someone on your team with it, you and that person you just hit get a speed boost. The person who got hit gets a 2-second speed boost, while you get a 3-second speed boost. And that boost depends on the class that's hit. So, for example, your speed boost will always be the same, but like a heavy is going to get more utility out of it than a scout will. Although, I mean, scout just being faster is nice in general. So, with that being said, this weapon is honestly not only just really good to help get other people to the front line, because as a soldier you could just rocket jump there. It's not a big deal. One thing that is a big deal, however, is the fact that there's an unlisted stat with this weapon. So, everyone knows it does less damage, minus 25%. Big whoop, you know, you do 49 damage, not a big deal. But you do, in fact, get extra range. In fact, the range is so large, it's 70%. It's more than the Eyelander, is more than the Demo Knight weapon. The guy with the long sword, it's longer than that. So, using this in a 1v1 scenario against another soldier where you're both using melees for whatever reason, you have an inherent advantage. Just back up, just hit them. Just you have the range. You can tickle them from across the map, basically. Now, let's go on to the real meat and potatoes. Alright, let's talk about the Mannana Peeled version of this thing. So, first off, this thing has so much yellow on it, is insane. This is probably one of the most yellow of the Mannana Peeled weapons I have seen so far in my entire life. And I just have to say this, so it's really cool how it has a reverse look to it. It looks nice, alright? Normally this would be something like a B tier. However, I just want to bring up one issue that I personally have with this. So the reverse looks good, but it also comes at a detriment of this specific Warpaint. See, if I was going to hold this by the handle, it has the banana on it. You know what that means? It means if I'm holding it by the handle, my hand is now squishy, meshy mush, and the handle itself turns into mush because it's a banana. It's the flesh. You don't want to be grabbing that. Your hands are all sticky now. Congratulations, you just stickified your hands. So with that in mind, this weapon is going to get the lovely little spot of a C tier. Be glad I don't put you in D tier, because honestly, I am very tempted to. That is disgusting. Just like gripping the banana. Ugh, mushing between your fingers. I don't like this idea. Let's just move on. So, banana time. It's been a while. You, me, bananas. Oh yeah. Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2. And can you just keep fixing TF2? But seriously, we need a strange second banana. Maybe let the free-to-plays talk again, too. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. Oh, banana. Mr. Wheel, today I would love if you would land on the Scattergun for me, please. I would like to use it. Ah, glorious. Thank you, Mr. Wheel. For not listening, I hate you. Hello, potassium people. Today we're talking about the loose cannon. So, for those who don't know how this works, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my personal opinion on the weapon itself in the game. Then I'm going to talk about how the Mannana Peeled Warpaint looks on the weapon. And then I'm going to rank it based on how that Mannana Peeled Warpaint looks. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and eat a delicious banana. The loose cannon is a weapon that, honestly, I just wish I could actually use. So, first off, I can't double donk to save my life. I know it's straight dopamine when I can, because like I did it a single time while recording this footage. I am not kidding, just once. But that donk sound is dopamine. This weapon is overall just really fun. It has so much utility and so much use. For instance, you can jump with it. You can stop people. You can push scouts away from you. That's pretty convenient. It's great for hybrid knights. It's great to stop other demo knights. So if there's a demo knight charging you, just shoot one of these bad boys at them and bam, cannonball, stop them right in their tracks. Overall, this weapon is just fun. It's just fun. Is it like the best option for Demo Man's primary? I mean, no, just doing a flat 100 damage without having to charge shots and all that is better, but you know, I don't really care about better. This is just really fun and I want to use it more. The problem is I'm a pill addict, okay? I freaking love Iron Bomber. So besides that, let's look at the Mannana Peeled version. So the Mannana Peeled version of the loose cannon is by all accounts very well balanced. The green is in very well to put spots. For example, the handle and the braces that are over the cannon itself. The yellow is underneath it, so you would naturally hold your hand in that position to hold up the cannon. And the banana takes up the majority of this weapon where the cannon is, which fits quite aesthetically, honestly. So overall, the balance on this weapon, the way it looks, the fact that even the green is on the little iron sights for this thing, just, it is so good. Just everything, like using the weapon, looking at the weapon, it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. I'm gonna give this an S tier. Easy S tier, alright? Superb. Besides that, banana time. You know it, I know it. We're eating a banana. That is good. Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2. And keep banning bots. That's pretty epic. Oh, and one other thing, I'm having a hard time breathing. See, I have too many bananas in my mouth. Help! Help! Oh, banana. Alright, I can feel it today. I can feel it. I'm gonna get the Scattergun. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be... Pistol? No! Welcome back, potassium people. Today we're going over another Mannana Peeled weapon. Another delectable treat for your eyes, for your gameplay. We're talking about the Revolver. So, the way this works is first, I'm just going to give my personal opinion on how I like to use this weapon in the game. Or I even like this weapon in the game. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to judge this weapon based on how it looks with the Mannana Peeled Warpaint. Third, I'm going to go ahead and put this on a tier list for you so you know how it ranks against the other Mannana Peeled weapons. I'm only going to be basing it on how it looks. Finally, I'm going to eat a banana. So, the Revolver. Honestly, going into this one, I thought I was not going to enjoy using this weapon. I'm not really a spy player. However, the phrase, spy has a gun, has never rung so true with me until I used it specifically for this video. See, when you only use the gun, when you're not focused on getting backstabs, you unlock your fifth eye. I'm talking like you transcend past the third and the fourth, and you uncover the fact that spy has a gun is not just about like killing people. It's about how effective this class actually is at picking off targets. Like this guy's a pick class, he goes in, backstabs someone, they're gone, right? But because Spy is able to see people's health values, it means that when you go in with a revolver and you see someone like a little ways away and they got 30 HP, you take one shot with 100% accuracy, bam, they're dead. The fact this thing has 100% accuracy on that first shot, the fact it does pretty decent damage per bullet, and the fact that it looks so good, oh man, honestly, I don't know why I haven't been playing like this before. Like, I don't want to use the knives ever again. And this is the only way I want to play the game. I just want to pull out a revolver and shoot people. Running away? Huh. Well, guess what, pal? That 20 HP you got there? Deleted. You're gone. Alright? So, this weapon... Oh, it's so much fun. I absolutely love using this thing. Now, onto the little more important piece of this weapon. The Mannana Peeled Warpaint itself. So, looking at this gun, you could see that one, it looks pretty nice, has a glossy look to it. I do judge this based on a few different things. I just want to say this before I continue, is the weapon should look as similar to a banana, as balanced as like a slightly peeled down banana as possible. The green kind of betrays that, but usually The green should be used for handles. The yellow should be used in between wherever the barrel of the gun or like whatever kind of weapon is. It should be in between that and the actual banana flesh, right? And so with this, the revolver has an amazing balance. The yellow peel goes down the very handle of the gun in the back and loops around. It's at the trigger. The barrel looks magnificent. You can't peek all the way through it. And honestly, oh, just everything about this looks so good. And I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but this weapon is one of the 3 weapons that has the bullets as the banana. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh gosh, I love this thing. So where do I put this on the tier list? That one is the only thing I have a problem with this weapon is it's very shiny. It looks like it was encased in like some balm or like it's wet. And usually you're not going to have your bananas wet or encased in some kind of wax. So that's the only thing holding it down. Everything else bumps it up. This is such a good looking weapon. It's an easy S tier. Easy S tier. Knock it up there. And finally, I'm starving. I want to eat banana. I'm gonna eat a banana. Speedrunning this bad boy. Let's freaking go. As always, Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2. And just keep fixing TF2. Really appreciate it. That's it. There's no funny quip. Leave. I'm done. The banana's gone. Leave! Oh, banana. I have a really good feeling about today. I feel like I'm gonna get a weapon I genuinely enjoy. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. That's pretty good. Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled weapon review. Today we have the glorious, the oh so special Iron Bomber. Now I gotta tell ya, when they added this in the game and I used it, I loved it, okay? It's just a little bit different than what the traditional grenade launcher is, but I gotta tell you, I gotta say it, I love using this thing. So, let's get to the brass tacks of this whole ordeal. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 things. The first thing is I'm going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game and if I like it in that sense. Second, I'm going to talk about the Mannana Peeled version of it specifically. And third, I'm then going to take that idea, how it looks, etc. I'm going to transfer that into a tier list. I'm going to rank this based on how it looks compared to the other Mannana Peeled weapons. And finally, I'm going to eat a delicious banana. So, the Iron Bomber. I love this weapon. I love how the grenades don't roll, the little pills, whatever you want to call them. They don't roll. They do 100 damage when you hit someone with them. You get 4 shots in the clip. This thing is a menace. It is just so powerful, and it just is wonderful to see those delicious damage numbers. Shoot! If you want to leave it as like a little trap in front of a doorway or a choke point, feel free to shoot right in there. Even if nobody's super close by, guess what? If they see that thing in the doorway, most of the time, unless they are a pyro, they're going to leave it alone until it goes away. So this makes for a very good spam weapon. As good as a rocket launcher? Probably not. You're probably going to get more utility out of a rocket launcher. I mean, you fly with that thing. But this thing, man, fantastic. Really good for using it with hybrid knights. Really good in just killing people. I mean, this thing is a blast. Literally. So, let's talk about the Mannana Peeled version. This weapon looks good. I mean, there's a pretty decent balance between the green at the handle, the yellow in between that handle, and the actual flesh, the barrel, etc. But the more I look at it, the more I have to wipe away the love I have for using the weapon and just say, man, it just looks like a box. It's a box. It's like cardboard. Like, that's cool, but I don't necessarily want the cardboard of the weapon. I want the banana, okay? I want the banana, and for the most part, like, it looks decent, the balance is good, like, the colors look great, blah, blah, blah. On this weapon, fantastic. The wares are usually pretty good with it, but good isn't fantastic. It's not great. And I can't get over the fact that the pills themselves don't look like banana, which makes sense. You want it to be color coordinated. However, after seeing what some of the other weapons have offered, like the Revolver and the Shortstop, yeah, I just can't get it out of my mind. So for this weapon, I'm going to give this thing a solid B tier. Honestly, Bomber, B tier, makes sense to me. It looks good. It has probably one of the most unique looks to it. The problem is it's going in a way that moves away from banana and more of what it's used to store a banana. So, banana time. Oh yeah, gonna eat some of this. Love this thing, man. Now, Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2. I'm begging ya. I need to eat some of that delicious, nutritious banana. And keep fixing TF2. Just keep removing those bots. Really appreciate ya for doing that. Honestly, that's it. I'm done. I'll see you all tomorrow. Q&A should be out tomorrow. I'll eat a banana. Should be good. I'm excited. I gotta read so many comments, man. This is gonna take forever. Oh, banana. And we're back to the races. Hopefully today is going to be another wonderful day for us. Scattergun spin, and we are not there. That is not the Scattergun. Who's rigging this? The system's rigged. Welcome back, Potassium people. Today we have the wonderful back scratcher we're going to be talking about. Now, just to make things clear, there's 4 things we talk about here. First thing is how I like to use the weapon in the game. Second thing is how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled on it. Third thing is rating it on a tier list. And fourth thing is me eating a banana. That's the best part. Skip to that. It's at the very end. Trust. With that being said, let's talk about the back scratcher. So this thing is wonderful if you don't have a medic on your team, if you just need to go around as a lone roamer, kill people, do whatever you need to. This thing is a menace. It's got like a slew of weird stats on it, does more damage, heals more from little health kits and all that. But there's one problem with it personally, and it's that it doesn't give me a speed boost. Now, I love being on crack in this game. I love the Powerjack and just zooming through faster than a medic. But just gotta say this, back scratcher's still really good. It's like an anti-pyro weapon in a lot of cases. You pull this thing out and you do 81 damage against the pyro. That's pretty good. That's a lot of damage. Plus you heal a lot more. Again, this is the weapon you use if you don't have a medic, so I like to use it almost never, because still, it's not the Powerjack. That's the problem. It's just, it doesn't give you the speed boost. The only time I'd really use this weapon is on like a very small map where there's a lot of health kits, and even then, you know, a lot of these small maps have so many health kits you probably won't even need this boost with the health. That's just my take on it though. I'm a bit obsessed with Scout anyways, so let's go ahead and talk about how it looks. This weapon is one of the sleekest in terms of the rod weapons, like the little stick weapons, because it has the really nice green handle at the bottom, it has the perfect complementary yellow in the middle with the sticker in the yellow portion of the Warpaint. And I've just gotta say, man, like that is the best part about this thing. The sticker's in the right spot, that instantly bumps it up a tier when we talk about that. Now, the one thing I'm going to detract it for is the banana itself looks okay until it gets to the actual head of the rake, and then it has like all these spindly little things coming out of it. That looks really gross. That's like you got cancer on this banana. That something's going on there. Peel back the rest of it, you can enjoy a delicious treat, but the very tip of this banana, no sir, I'm not buying that at all. So I officially give this weapon a solid B tier, because that head of the rake is just, disgusting. But the sticker saves it from being out of the C tier. Overall, great weapon. Overall, I need a banana. Banana time. I eat a banana. Eat a banana. Hey, Valve. Add the strange second banana to TF2. I'm just gonna lose my mind if you don't. Please. Please add it. And keep fixing TF2, it's great. I love playing the game any time of day. The midnight? Shoot. Sleep deprivation? Of course, I'm hopping on TF2. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I am one with the universe. All things shall be for my good. I shall get the Scattergun. It shall be okay. Okay. Screw you! Welcome back, Potassium people. Today we have the Brass Beast. Now, I'm gonna level with ya. I don't really like this weapon, and I'll get into why, but let me just cover what we talk about on this specific series. So, first thing we do, we talk about the weapon in the game, how it plays. Second, I talk about how the Mannana Peeled version of it looks. Third, I rank it based on the Mannana Peeled looks. And fourth, I eat a banana. That's the best part of what's going to happen here, because everything else, I'm not a big fan. Okay, I'm just, Brass Beast, okay, in the game. It takes so long to rev up, and like, that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that just the entire weapon feels slow. Like, it's supposed to feel powerful, it's supposed to be stronger, it has that damage bonus, but because of how slow it is to rev up, rev down, just move while you're revved up, it feels like the only time you're going to use this is if you just want to roleplay a sentry, or if you just don't want to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, this is great. You know, stay in the corner, wait for that one spy who isn't paying attention to come around, and you can shoot them dead in like half a second. But guess what you could also do? You could do that with any of the other miniguns, because they're all strong. Every single one of them, even the Tomislav with the slower firing speed. That thing still shreds people, man. But like, that one's fun because it's fast and it's accurate and just, I don't like this. I don't like feeling slow. I don't feel like I have my legs cut off, like it's fear and hunger, okay? What I want to do is, I need to talk about how this weapon looks, right? So, not only do I dislike using the weapon, I don't like how it looks in the game. In fact, I think the default look of the Brass Beast is actually better than the Mannana Peeled version. Yeah, I said it. I think the default look of the Brass Beast actually looks more like a banana than this Warpaint application. Because when it comes to the Brass Beast, it stretches things to fit like the barrel of the gun, like the ammo feed. Okay, let's just talk about the ammo feed for a second. So you see there's like this drum underneath it, and then it has like this loop where the ammo is like fed into the barrels as this guy shoots the gun. It looks like sugarcane. That's not a banana. And then the barrel is like super thin straws, and you can't even see into them. You can't even see into the barrel of the gun. Everything about this like just looks wrong. Like the original Brass Beast looks better. This is an abomination. This thing, oh gosh, when I'm playing heavy, this is the last weapon choice. I'd rather play the Hulong Heater and sit on the cart for a payload map than use this gun. And honestly, like, I will say this, the way that the yellow is applied on the gun looks decent. And there's like no green on it. Actually, you just talk about more bad things. There's barely any green on it. It's on the very back of it. Sorry if this feels like a rant. Oh man, this isn't even like my least favorite. Like, how am I supposed to say that out of all the weapons I could use in this game, this is the one I would honestly choose the least. And yet they happen to have a Warpaint. You can apply Warpaints to this weapon, and it doesn't even make it better. Most, like 90% of the time, it makes it worse because of how it stretches everything. This is not a banana. Not even close, okay? F tier. Put this thing in F tier. I hate it. I hate it. How did they mess up so bad, man? How'd they mess up? It just, nothing screams banana. Not even close. Not even close. Anyways, I'm gonna eat a banana now. Get rid of the rage. Valve, please add the strange second banana to TF2 so I can just eat that instead of using this weapon. And keep fixing TF2. I really like that. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye! You know, I'll admit I was a bit angry with the last one, but this time I can feel it. It's a Scattergun. You know, positive vibes today. And you know what? Shotgun is adjacent to it. I'll accept it. That's acceptable. Welcome back, Potassium people. Today we're talking about the shotgun, a wonderful secondary for a few classes and a pretty good primary for one particular class. Today, we're just going to go over a few things, so this is how we do things around here. First, we're going to talk about how I use the weapon in the game, you know, generally its use, applications, etc. Then, we're going to talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. And third, I'm gonna go ahead and rank it on a tier list based on how it looks. Finally, I get to eat the delicious, nutritious, freaking good banana. Alright, the shotgun. This is a staple. And now I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent here, because this weapon is really, really good. Just in most every scenario, it's an every man's weapon. You even start the game with it as the default thing, that's why it's a stock weapon, okay? It deals good damage, and it's great in most every situation. And I was thinking, you know, I've wanted the Scattergun to pop up a lot. If you've been following this series, I've been waiting for the Scattergun. I have to say, the shotgun is just like the cousin of the Scattergun. And I realized I wouldn't even like the Scattergun that much if it wasn't attached to the Scout. And vice versa, I would be totally fine if something like the Panic Attack was attached to the Scout. You know, in truth, I just wanted to play Scout. If you stuck any decent shotgun on Scout, what makes it fun is that Scout can move in really close, deal a lot of damage with a meat shot, and kill somebody and then leave. Or he can weave in and out, dodge rockets, dodge pills. He can even make it difficult to aim at him, you know, fighting against a sniper or whatever. And that's what makes it exciting. The shotgun is still really good, okay? But it's not necessarily on the fastest classes in the game. I mean, you have Soldier, second slowest, Heavy, slowest, Pyro, average. You have Engineer, average. It's not like anyone's particularly fast, and it makes it difficult to catch up with anyone and use it as a nice meat shot, you're dead now weapon. Instead, it's mostly, from what I've seen, something they use to chip at people. And that's great. It's a good finisher weapon. It's good if you're in close quarters, and if you're a pyro, go ahead and just flame them to death. Just kidding. You're fighting another pyro? Use the shotgun. This weapon, I love using it. Fantastic. I switch between this and the Panic Attack. They're both good in their respective rights. I would typically use the shotgun with Engineer. And aside from Panic Attack, I think the shotgun is better for Engineer, just because he's not going to be super up close personal. Family Business is better with Heavy, and Soldier has Reserve Shooter, which is really good since you're going to be shooting people with rockets most of the time, unless you're doing a funny Trolldier build. You jump in, right, and then you shoot them with the shotgun. Okay, so that's my personal take on the shotgun. And what I think is that this weapon looks pretty decent with Mannana Peeled. In fact, I'd wager to say that this weapon is mighty fine. Not anything spectacular, mind you. It has a good separation of where the handle is with green, the yellow for the peel in between that, and the banana itself taking up the majority of the weapon. And also, the little part where you put in the bullets to reload the gun has green on it, which is appropriate. The application isn't anything special. It's not anything bad. Overall, it's decent. Has a nice curve at the end. I'll give bonus points for that. And overall, it looks good. It just looks decent for banana-based weapon. So I'm going to give it a solid B tier. I think it deserves a B tier. It's time to eat a banana. My goodness, I freaking love bananas. Oh, goodness, I could just eat these every single day. Seriously, why are these so good? Maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. Remember, gamers, stay safe. Ask Valve to add the strange second banana TF2. Hey, Valve, waiting on ya. I'd really like you in the game. It'd be pretty dope. Be pretty nice, actually. So go ahead and keep removing cheaters and bots. It's great. Other than that, I'll see everyone next time. Bye-bye. Oh, banana. I know I talked a little bit about, you know, the revelation of just Scout having a decent weapon. And honestly, I couldn't care less anymore. I still want the Scattergun. And this is not it. Welcome back, Potassium people. Today we're going to be talking about the Ubersaw, but first, let me just break down how this whole operation goes. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how I like to use this weapon. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how it looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rank it on a tier list. And then fourth, I'm gonna go ahead and eat a delicious, nutritious banana. So, let's get right into it. The Ubersaw. Fantastic melee weapon, maybe a little too good, because if you're using anything else besides this bad boy, you're basically just nerfing yourself, right? Let's face it. Any other weapon choice for the melee is just not gonna be as good, like 90% of the time. The only exception is the Solemn Vow, because you can see people's HP, and that's great, because now you know if you should go in and try and kill them, or you should just run away like you usually do. Except now you don't have to make any guesswork. With the Ubersaw, however, you could just go ahead and do guesswork anyways, because guess what? You're only 10% away from an Uber, so may as well, and then you could be invincible for 8 seconds. Or, you know, you can go ahead Uber your teammate that's running up behind you that wants to kill that tasty, delicious spy for another 1 point in the scoreboard. And guess what? You just happen to hit that spy and crit them like any good, normal medic player in casual. So, do I like this weapon? Yes. Do I wish there was a little bit of variance in what would be the best choice to use besides the Ubersaw? Maybe a little bit, but honestly, I'd just like to see the funny number go up so I can go ahead and kill the enemy team by right-clicking. So, let's talk about the Mannana Peeled application. This weapon looks really good, and I have to go back a little bit. There's probably going to be a few corrections at the end of the series, but what I'm thinking here is melee weapons, especially swords and axes and anything that's a melee weapon that's thin, needs to be accounted as if it is a banana chip. Like, it makes sense that these weapons, you know, that you're meant to stab and slice into people should be thin. So, the banana itself should be like a chip. The weapon should be more like a chip rather than a full banana. So, the Ubersaw. Rating it as how it looks with the Mannana Peeled application, honestly, it looks pretty decent. The thinness would make it really nice if you would cook this bad boy in the oven or fry it a little bit. I mean, dang, does that look sharp. I will also say that the yellow being used and the little syringe in the weapon itself is brilliant application for what it should be, which is storing all of that Uber. And of course, when you're storing it, it'll be red or blue depending on the team, but the fact that the rest is filled with the yellow makes perfect sense. It's the peel, it's supposed to hold something, and so I'll give it bonus points for that. The handle itself is green like usual, and the yellow is slightly used just for the very top of the weapon, and the rest is, as it should be, the banana. So, what do I think about this weapon? I think, honestly, it's really good looking. I like it more than something like the Amputator, for instance, and as such, I'm going to be giving this, for a melee medic weapon, I'll give it an A tier. Honestly, I think it deserves it. As it looks, as it could be fried as a banana chip, it looks good. So, this bad boy goes in A tier, and I get to eat a banana, which is delicious, as usual. Man, you know, they should really just, like, add the strange second banana to TF2. This is what I think they should do. Hey, Valve, you taking notes? Hope you are. You know, if this keeps up, I might have to start making a petition. Maybe there's already a petition. We'll see. Oh, and keep removing bots, cheaters, and something else I've noticed is there's a lot of people that are just being really toxic. By the way, if you see anyone, good potassium people in the game, that are harassing someone, please feel free to kick them. The kick system is there for a reason. Toxic players can also be removed from the game. That would be awesome. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You know, I heard the Scattergun has a higher chance of dropping today. You know, it's what I've heard. You know, it's gotta be true. It's gotta be true. And, you know, I guess it's none of my business if that's the case or not. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. So, just to cover things for people who haven't been here before, the way this all works is 1. I'm going to cover how I use this weapon, the family business. 2. I'm going to talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled on it. 3. I'm going to go ahead and rank this on a tier list based on how it looks. And 4. I'm going to eat the banana you all clicked on here for. Now, I have to come clean for a second. See, this weapon, the family business, is hands down my least used weapon in all of TF2. Now you may be thinking, that's absurd, there's no way that's possible. Wrong. I have used the hot hand more than this weapon. I've used the Sandman more than this weapon. I have used the Righteous Bison and the Thompson more than this weapon, and there is a very specific reason why. This weapon tries to take away the second banana from the secondary slot from heavy. I just almost never have used this weapon. The only time I have ever used this weapon with heavy is in the footage you are seeing right now, just for this video. That is the only time I've used it. So, can I really comment on using it that much? No. I can say that it's cool, it has a faster firing speed, it has more bullets in the clip, and it does a little less damage, so it's a great side grade. And personally, it'd be nice if other classes could use it. I can understand why they can't, because it's pretty powerful to have 8 bullets, but I'm not giving up the second banana. I'm not going to replace it. So, unfortunately, that's where my analysis ends. Statistics. Now, let's talk about something I can actually comment on. The look of this weapon. This weapon looks fantastic. It betrays one of the rules that I typically have for these weapons, where the green should be where the reloading is taking place. So the little slot where you put the bullets in this case, is banana, which is somewhat weird. But the rest of the weapon looks very good, and it has a very particular thing that I quite like about it. So, first thing, the banana itself goes throughout the entire weapon, from the very barrel back to the very stock of the weapon. And the yellow encompasses the middle portion, which is correct, and somewhere near the end, it's like someone cut up the peel a bit to reveal the delicious banana underneath. It's a cool look, honestly. The one thing that I really like about this weapon, though, is that the handle is the peel. And it's like, oh, whatever, you know, that's nothing, right? You're here and there about that, you know, because you hold the weapon there. Well, in this case, it's a bit different, because if you look at the angles on the handle, it looks like a banana. This weapon I like more than the regular shotgun by looks alone. And so with that, I'm going to have to put this in A tier. With all that being said, though, with all this analysis of not using this weapon, I'm going to eat a banana. I'm going to enjoy it. And gosh dang it, Valve, can you please add the strange second banana TF2? I want to count something in the game. I am telling you, I'm going to spend my money on getting this item. Please add it in the game. I'm obsessed, okay? I'm obsessed. I want it. I want it bad. I'm begging. I'm pleading. I'm on my knees.
Oh, banana.
You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these, but let's see what we get. You know, a scattergun would be nice just to talk about it, and, you know, that's not it. It has an S in it, though. Oh. Welcome back, potassium people. Today, we're going to be talking about the Mannana Peeled version of the Shahanshah. Now, I need to say this first before we really delve into what we talk about here. The Shahanshah isn't that hard to say. If you take 10 seconds to look at how the name of this weapon is spelt, you can very easily tell there are 4 H's, and all you have to do is sound it out. Shahanshah. That's it. There's all these YouTubers online, they're like, the Shahanshah. No, you're adding in extra letters that don't even exist. It's just Shahanshah. That's it. Maybe I'm still saying it wrong. At this point, I don't care. I'm sounding it out. It is what it is. So, let's talk about this weapon. First, like, the whole point of this video is I'm just going to talk about how this weapon is used, or like how I use it in the game. Second, I'll talk about how it looks with Mannana Peeled on it. Then I'm going to rank it on a tier list. And finally, I eat a banana. That's how it goes. It's that simple. First things first, this is a sniper melee with random crits enabled. So you know you're going to have a good time when the scout runs on by you and forgets how to stop pressing W, because they'll run right into your embrace of random crit. Isn't that beautiful? Besides that, it's really hard to use sniper melees, honestly, if the player you're fighting against doesn't just walk into you or realizes they don't have to be super close to you. Like, they also have a gun or a rocket launcher or stickies or anything of that nature. Just helps a lot in just staying away from you. So I personally don't pull this out a lot, but whenever I do have a sniper melee I need to have, I will equip this because of a little stat it has where underneath 50% HP, the damage increases by 25%, but when you're above 50% HP, it decreases the damage by 25%. I don't know about you, but usually when I'm pulling out a melee as a last ditch effort, I would like a little more damage. So I like this a little more than the kukri, the stock kukri, and also because it's Mannana Peeled, that helps a lot. Other than that, it's nice. I just suck with it because I don't use it enough. Now, talking about how this weapon looks, this is another thin sliced weapon. When it comes to Mannana Peeled, it honestly looks really, really good as a melee weapon. In fact, this is probably one of the better looking swords. You can tell it has a little bit of banding near the bottom of the hilt where there's the green, and then you have the yellow taking up most of where you would hold the weapon. But honestly, the banding and the way that it generally looks near the bottom before the blade looks quite nice and clean. And then the blade itself is extremely thin. And like I mentioned in the past, I do kind of rate this on how it would look as a banana chip rather than just a pure banana. This is a very thin chip, it's very sharp, and that's good in this case. The texture is a little bit stretched, but for Mannana Peeled, that's not usually too big of an issue. Honestly, I would have to give this an A tier overall because it just is a really clean looking weapon, but it doesn't stand out in a great way like some of the other weapons have on this list. With that being said, I'm eating a banana. Gosh dang it, does it take so long to get to this point, man? It takes so long to just even eat this thing, you know? Like, I'm starving, and now, oh man, it takes too long. It takes too long. And I just wanted the banana, and here we are. Life is good. Anyways, Valve, you need to add the strange second banana to TF2. I'm going crazy. I'm literally going insane just waiting for the strange second banana to be put in the game. I just want to be able to count how many times I've eaten it. Is that too much to ask for? Apparently it is sometimes. But you know what? I still have hope. I've seen some of the fixes and the changes you've been making. Just add it to a crate. Just let us know which one is. Or some other means to drop it, to get an envium. I don't care. Just give it to us. I beg you. Thank you very much. I hope all of you wonderful potassium people have a wonderful day. See you later.
Oh, banana.
I am a believer of the Scattergun. I know today is the day we get the Scattergun. Go ahead. Impress me. Ha! Reserve shooter? That is right next to it. That is right next to it. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're talking about Soldier's beautiful side grade to the shotgun, the reserve shooter. Now, just to break down how we do this around here, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about how I use this weapon. Then, I'm going to talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Then we're going to put on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. Finally, I'm going to eat a banana. So, the reserve shooter. Honestly, this is, hands down, my favorite side grade to the shotgun. And it's a shame that Pyro doesn't get the same benefits as Soldier does, but it kind of makes sense as to how this used to be and how abusable it was with Air Blast. So, with Soldier, when you want to kill somebody, you shoot them with a rocket, and then if they get popped up in the air and you're not either confident enough to hit them with another rocket, or let's say a soldier is jumping in on you or a demo man sticky jumping towards you, guess what? You can fill them with lead as you pump mini crits in their soul. I freaking love this thing. The fastest switch speed, -2 bullets in the clip. You know what? No problem. This isn't going to be your primary weapon most of the time if you're soldier, unless you're goofing off and doing like a troll-turing thing with the shotgun, in which case, why not just use a regular shotgun? Regardless, I love this weapon. I love using it. I love pulling it out. I love shooting pyros with it. I love just shooting people. Let's just leave it at that. Anyways, so when it comes to the Mannana Peeled version of this weapon, when we talk about how it looks, I have to say this is a marvel. This is really a beautiful shotgun. I've talked about how weapons like the shotgun and the panic attack, like they're good, but they lack in some areas. The panic attack, for instance, has this giant cork in it, and that just kind of sucks because it really is a beautiful gun. And then the shotgun is good, but it's a bit simple. This kind of brings it up above the shotgun. It has most everything that you'd want with a Mannana Peeled weapon. Good use of the yellow, good banding around near the end of the barrel, where there's like that weird bracket thing that's hooked onto it with the bolts in it. And overall, like the green is used in the right places, except for where the ammo is loaded in. That's the banana part of it. Whatever, doesn't super matter in that part. I have to say this is an easy A tier, and there's very little I disagree with in terms of this weapon. It just looks good. Now, the part we've been waiting for, the banana. Now Valve, I've been doing this for a while. It's been 4 months easily, and all I have to say is, can you please add the strange second banana to TF2? Just like, so we can count stuff. All of these Mannana Peeled weapons can count their kills, or Ubers or whatever, like if you have the Medi Gun. But you know what we're still missing? Yeah, the second banana. We need the strange second banana. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. I wish you all the best. I'll see you all tomorrow. We're continuing Mannana Marathon. And that's it. Bye, 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 bye.
Oh, banana.
You know what, honestly, last time the weapon was pretty good, so hopefully I just get another decent weapon and we can move on with our lives. And maybe it's the Scattergun, and maybe it's not. But I have an idea. Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review, and today we're going to be talking about the Winger. So, just to give a brief summary, what we do here is I talk about the weapon in-game a little bit, how I use it, then I talk about how it looks with Mannana Peeled applied, put it on a tier list, and finally, I eat a banana. Let's get into it. The Winger, just fantastic utility weapon. I mean, this thing is really, really good at getting you where you need to go. Extra jump height, 7 fewer bullets in the clip, that is nasty, and just a little extra damage tacked on for that pretty massive downside. But then again, you're going to be using this to jump around places you shouldn't be getting to normally, so it's not too bad. I will say, there's a bit of a fight between using the Atomizer and the Winger, it seems, in TF2, and I am an avid Atomizer fan. While I really do like the concept of the Winger, I just feel that I want more bullets to put into people rather than the 5 bullets I'm going to miss at the beginning, and then I miraculously hit the last 6 or whatever. So, when it comes to this, I don't use it too often, unless I'm doing very specific reviews, just like this one. In terms of how it looks with Mannana Peeled, I have to say this is a beautifully designed weapon, where the magazine itself is banana. It has all the right fittings. Yellow is used beautifully throughout this weapon. This is more of an art piece than is anything else in terms of a weapon. Because in terms of looking like a banana, it doesn't quite get there, but in terms of just looking absolutely gorgeous with the wing design, with the yellow embracing most of the banana, this thing is gorgeous. This is an S tier. Alright, this is an S tier. I love this weapon, just how it looks. Wish I liked using it more, though. It's really a shame. Finally, let's eat that banana. Hey Valve, why don't you add the strange second banana to TF2 so we can eat some bananas in the game and keep how many of those we've eaten. Or how many people we've healed on our team. Or just, you know, healing in general. It'd be nice. I just really want to know. Is that too much to ask for? Just knowing. I'm trying to give you my money, Valve. Please. I'm begging you. Anyways, that'll be all today, Potassium people. Bye, bye. See you later. Bye.
Oh, banana.
Every day I spin this wheel, the more I believe that the universe is against me. I just want one weapon, and it decides to give me this. What is this? Hello Potassium people, welcome back to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're talking about the Claidhemh Mor, a funny spelling for a very simple weapon. Basically, how this is going to work is I'm going to go through and talk about how I use this weapon in the game. Then I'm going to discuss how it looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Then I'm going to put it on a tier list for how it looks with Mannana Peeled. Finally, I'm going to eat a banana. So, when it comes to this weapon in the game, honestly, it's not a great sword. Demoman has a lot of better options like the Persian Persuader, which beats this thing out 90% of the time. But I will say it's really good for trimp practice, or if you're just bad at charging and estimating how far you can go, which is definitely the camp I lie in. I'm more of a Demo Man user than a Demo Knight user, and in that case I actually enjoy using this weapon. Even with the 15% damage vulnerability you have, this thing is just a blast to go through and slice up scouts that don't know how to aim yet. Also like me. But when we're talking about the real value of this weapon, what we're thinking about is the Mannana Peeled version, obviously. And the way this weapon looks is stunning. The blade itself is very thin like a banana chip would be, considering this is a sword that makes the most logical sense. And it just is beautiful. The hilt is mostly green with some weird wrapping at the bottom here where the peel was peeled off and then reapplied. Kind of looks gross. But the crossguard itself is stunning. The thin wiring frame, it looks regal, honestly. It looks very fancy. So in terms of a tier list placement, I'm gonna have to give this an A. If it didn't have the rewrapping of the peel on the hilt itself, I would give this an S, but for now, A suits it well. Finally, I'm eating the freaking banana. Now Valve, I've been eating a lot of bananas lately, and it's all for you to add the strange second banana to TF2. I would really greatly appreciate it. So can you please get on that, please? I've asked a lot. Other people want it. We're trying to give you our money. This is pretty logical. Just add it in the game and everyone will be happy, right? Tick off a box, let it be dropped, and we'll move on with our lives. Anyways, see you all later. Bye!
Oh, banana.
Honestly, I feel I've been complaining a lot about these, so this time I'm just gonna go with whatever happens to... It's right there! It's right there! Please! Oh my gosh! Gosh freaking dang it! Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're talking about the Stickybomb launcher, and the way this whole video is going to work is I'm going to go through how I use this weapon in the game, how it looks with Mannana Peeled applied. I'm going to put this on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled, and then I'm going to eat a banana. So, Stickybomb launcher, I love this weapon. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like it because, one, it's extremely powerful, it lets Demoman have extreme burst damage, and overall, there's this thing called sticky spam. You may have heard of it if you've played this game. Apparently you can left click and then right click and you can deal a lot of explosive damage, which, as you know, has a radius, and that's a lot of area to cover. So some people don't like it. I'm personally okay with sticky spam, but I'm a scout main, so I'll usually just try not to be in the sticky explosion if I can, and I'll just shoot the guy. But when I use it, it's a lot of fun. I will say this, I typically use the Quickie Bomb, which I tend to find as a banana adjacent weapon, which I'll talk about in a later video way down the line. But the Sticky Bomb itself lets you set up fantastic traps, blow up pretty much anyone with just left right click spam, and overall is just a lot of fun to use. Now, when it comes to the look of this weapon, I'll admit it's a bit strange. So on the front of the weapon, it looks fine, like it has the banana, it has like this little crosshair thing that looks like you could fit something in there at the top, and then the handles are good, they're green, but the way the banana meshes with the peel, aka the yellow part of the weapon, is just bizarre to me. Something looks off about it. It's as if it's protruding as like a tumor in the middle, especially with the drum, and like, I know it's supposed to be peeled, but it doesn't quite mesh well with this Warpaint. There's something is off about it. Genuinely love this weapon, but the way it looks just doesn't quite fit well within the whole Mannana Peeled spectrum. So I'm actually going to give this a C tier. Overall, love using it, but not my favorite thing to look at. Now, let's get to eating a banana. Valve, we've been over this a few times, and all I want to say is, can you please add the strange second banana to TF2? I am obsessed with strange weapons. I will admit, I am definitely an advocate for counting a number on a stat track. I think that is extremely addicting, and I'm trying to get more people addicted to the second banana. Is that too much to ask? Let's just go ahead and add it in the Halloween update. That would be really great. Anyways, see all of you potassium people around. Bye.
Oh, banana.
I decided to talk with the shaman today, and they told me that if I don't get what I want, that they're not going to have any water. So hopefully we get the Scattergun. That is not. I guess they're not getting any food this year. Welcome back, potassium people, to another wonderful Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the Powerjack, and just to give an outline of how these videos go, what I do is I talk about how I use the weapon in the game, then I talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied, then I put the weapon on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled on it. Finally, I eat a banana. So, Powerjack. This is hands down my favorite melee for Pyro. I mean, one, it gives you more movement speed when you have it pulled out, although it says on wearer, which is wrong. Like, you don't just get the movement speed for equipping it, you have to pull it out. You also get 25 HP on kill. Fantastic, not really needed. I mean, if you're going to crit somebody, I guess having heal from that is nice, but kind of overkill. And it has a 20% damage vulnerability, which, I'll be real, I never really noticed that much with this weapon. It's not like a mini crit, so if someone shoots you from far away and they're not a sniper, what usually happens is that it just does slightly more damage. Like if a scout shoots you with a scattergun, a few pellets at you, like, oh, well, 4 damage instead of 3. If that even happens, I hardly even notice most of the time. I will say, when I use this weapon, I just love to pull it out when I'm trying to get somewhere, like going to the front lines, going through a flank route, etc. It's just nice to have. It's just nice to have movement. Like if you're running away from someone, I prefer to be around the corner sooner so I don't get hit by something like a pill and bada bing, bada boom, I'm alive. So, let's talk about how this weapon looks. Personally, I was going to give this a C tier first, because it looks pretty nice with the handle. Like, it's got the green, it's got the yellow in the right places, it has the sticker on the banana part itself, where the box is, you know, the battery, and that part is not good. It should really not have the sticker on the banana, but the more I look at this weapon, the more I appreciate how much it looks like a giant slab of banana bread, and I can't get that out of my head. Normally it's like, oh, well, this doesn't look like a banana, C tier. Well, no, in this case I'd say it looks like a big box of bananas or banana bread, and it looks good. Genuinely, it looks good. The wrapping that the yellow has on top to keep the banana bread in check is fantastic, and again, the only thing really bringing it down is that sticker being in the wrong spot, so I'm gonna have to give this a B tier. Besides that, time to eat a banana. Freak yeah, this is good stuff. Valve, will you please add the strange second banana to TF2? I'm a little sad you didn't add it in the Scream Fortress update. I get it though. There's other things you gotta do, like fixing a sound for a case from 2016. I understand. Also, that's so funny to me. I get it. Like, that's far easier to implement than adding it to like the strange second banana to a case or whatever, but you know, I'm waiting. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Bye.
Oh, banana.
What's even the point of all of this, man? Like, is it even gonna? It's not. It's not going to. It doesn't even matter. We play this game every time. Oh. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review, where today we're talking about the Medi Gun. Now, quick note. It's actually 2 words in TF2, so if you search Medi Gun as 1 word, you won't find it. You have to make a space in between. Now, talking about the actual topic of this episode, the way this works is I talk about how I use this weapon in the game, then I discuss how it looks with Mannana Peeled applied to this weapon, then I put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled, and finally, I eat a banana. So, the Medi Gun. This thing is a game changer. Literally, if you don't have a medic running this thing, you are going to have a bad time if the enemy team has a medic with any Medi Gun. This thing is literally how they decided to break up stalemates in this game. They're like, you know what? There's a class called Demoman, Medic, and Engineer, and if we have these 3 together, we can break Engineer's defenses and push through, or we can counter an Uber with another Uber, or whatever, right? You make someone invincible with this thing. It's awesome. I love using it. Only thing is, I would say the quick fix is more akin to the second banana than the Medi Gun is, even though the Medi Gun, for all of them, injects second banana straight into your veins. So, what am I getting at with this? I use this a lot. Not as much as the quick fix, because I just like, the fast healing. That's pretty apparent with how the second banana operates, and the fact you can rocket jump, sticky jump, whatever else. So, let's talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled. First off, handle stuff is good. The green is in places you normally hold the weapon, except for one area near the front of the weapon. There's the yellow area, that's the peel, right? That's kind of weird where you hold it. I will say this, it looks pretty clean. It looks pretty straightforward for a weapon, right? You got the banana in the front, the peel in the middle, the green in the back. It's all well and good. One thing that I really appreciate with this weapon, though, that I didn't quite understand why I loved it so much at first, is it has these little strings wrapped around the weapon. And that is exactly how it looks when you peel a banana and you find the little strands of the banana inside, and those are what used to give the banana nutrients when it was growing. But now it's wrapped around the weapon, and honestly, for this one detail, and for how simple and good looking this weapon is, I have to give this an S tier. This would be a P tier if it didn't have the yellow for one of the handles. That is the only thing that is moving this down a little bit, but dang does it look good. S tier for you. Thank you, Medi Gun. Now, I'm eating a banana. Hey Valve, can you add the strange second banana to the game, please? I would really appreciate that. Also, just want to say as a little side note, sorry for not reading people's comments recently. I've been very busy with things, and it's just kind of, it's been getting to me. But I'm sticking around. We're still eating those bananas, eating them, munching on them, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Oh, banana.
If the world was to end today, would I be satisfied with what this wheel lands on? Well, that answers my question. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the pistol. Now, the way these videos work is I'm going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game. Then I'm going to talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied, where I will then place it upon a tier list, and finally, I'll eat a banana. So the pistol. This weapon is really nice all around. You shoot people with it. I personally love using this weapon to pick off people from afar, like if they're running away from me, like pow pow, you a few shots in the back. Nice try, pal. Nice try getting away from me. I knew you were 3 HP there, but I'll say this. This weapon is better on Engineer for the sake of the fact that Scout runs fast, so if he really wants to get someone, he can just run up to him, whereas Engineer doesn't have that luxury. And 200 reserve ammo is a lot compared to 36. That's a pretty major difference. So I typically use this with Engineer a lot more than I do with Scout, because Scout has this pretty boy pocket pistol that heals you and shoots faster and has like 3 fewer bullets in the clip. So the pistol, really love on Engineer. Don't super use it on Scout, even though it's really good for both classes. When we're talking about how this looks with Mannana Peeled, though, that's where the whole shebang, that's where we really peel this banana back, alright? This is decent looking. It doesn't do anything spectacular. It has green where it's supposed to be. It has yellow for a good portion of the weapon, and the banana is on the top where you're naturally going to prime the weapon. Honestly, it just doesn't show anything grandiose. It doesn't have any super crazy design. It's not as good looking as the Winger. Honestly, when I look at this, I just think of the shotgun and how its basic appeal just works really well for it, but it doesn't do more than just make it look decent. So this is going to go into B tier. I don't really have much more to say than that. I mean, it's just a really basic, good weapon all around. You can use it in most every situation, and it looks good in most every situation, but doesn't do more than that. So let's eat a banana, alright? And while I eat this banana, Valve, can can you please add the strange second banana to TF2? I'd really appreciate that. Oh, and you know, Halloween update, I'll admit it's a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Mainly, I like the MBM map. I know it's stupid, it's not balanced, but sometimes you just want something that isn't balanced. You just want something a little stupid in your Team Fortress 2. That's why I'm asking for something stupid. Anyways, Potassium people, I'll see you all next time. Bye. Bye.
Oh, banana.
I've been trying to get the Scattergun for a while, but today I'm just going to go for a different weapon. Can we get the grenade launcher, please? I just want to, like, shoot people with pills, like Dr. Mario. Okay, well, close. Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the Flamethrower. Now, what's interesting about the Flamethrower is that it's a flame-shooting, rage-inducing weapon, and there's a lot of people that are split on if this is okay or bad for various reasons. But let me just break down how this video works. First, I'm going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game. Then I'm going to talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Then I'm going to place it on a tier list. And finally, I'm going to eat a banana. That's what you clicked on here for, right? The banana? Anyways, the Flamethrower. This weapon, first off, is interesting. It's actually 2 words within the game. Not sure why they did that. Usually you just keep it 1 word, but whatever, that's besides the point. What really is the point here is that this thing is a menace on the battlefield. 1, it obscures your vision. 2, it sets you on fire. And last time I checked, that's not really something I enjoy. And 3, you can air blast with it, which makes Demo Man and Soldier, especially Soldier, very upset. And possibly medics when they Uber. Now, I have to say, the air blast is one of my favorite things that goes with Pyro. Just because you can negate so many issues with the right click. I mean, it's insane. What, you got like a scout in your face and you want him to give you some space? Right click. Shoot, right click off a cliff. That's not a problem. He's gone now. He's not your problem. Plus, I mean, whenever you just right click randomly next to a soldier, there's a good chance you're gonna win the lottery, baby. Let's go gambling. And he just blew himself up. Let's freaking go. So I like the Flamethrower. I like it a lot. It's my favorite out of the options for Pyro when it comes to his flamethrowers. Let's talk about the Mannana Peeled version. The Mannana Peeled version of this weapon is simple. It has a propane tank that has the sticker on it, which, by the way, kudos to them for putting the sticker on the peel this time, okay? I've seen a lot of these weapons where the sticker's on the banana. That upsets me. It shouldn't go on the banana, it should go on the peel, which you can see right here. One minor gripe with this is that the green is not on the handles where it usually would go. Instead, most of that territory is taken up by the yellow. The banana takes up most of the action area, is what I like to call it, where you have the flame shooting out of it, the exit, right, and a part of the propane tank near the end there. Overall, I do like how it looks. As I said in a previous episode, I like this more than the Degreaser, both in use and in looks. I'm going to give this an A tier. There you go, A tier for amazing. I love this thing. Now, time to eat a banana. Hey Valve, if you add the strange second banana to TF2, I can eat the banana in the game. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think it'd be awesome. Why don't you go ahead and add it in? I'd appreciate it. Besides that, Potassium people, see you all next time. Bye, bye, bye-bye.
Oh, banana.
Back to day 28, waiting for the Scattergun. Let's freaking go. It's gonna be the Scattergun. It's gonna be, you know what? This is an old fling of mine. Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review, or ranking, whatever you want to call it. Today we're going to be talking about the soda popper. But first, let me break down how this video works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game. Then I'm going to discuss how it looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. I'm going to put it on a tier list after that. And finally, I'm going to eat a banana. So, the soda popper. First things first, let me just break down a little bit what makes this so good. It's a burst damage machine. You're meant to shoot 2 shots, reload, shoot 2 more shots, and just shred through people. I mean, this thing is a menace. Not only does it have a faster reload time and is able to fire off shots very quickly, but you are also able to get 5 mid-air jumps after you fill up a hype meter, which takes about 350 damage to fill up all the way. Let me just say this. If you want to fly, like, this is the way to do it. You pick this gun, you shoot people a couple times, and you fly into the air. You become a graceful bird as you rain down pellets of massacre upon your foes, those poor souls. Personally, I think this pairs best if you're going to do the Fish Scout loadout, because you can deal a bunch of damage and then start flying around and hitting people with a floppy wet fish. But that's just me. I also like to play peekaboo with this weapon because you shoot a couple shots and then you duck around a corner and then you peek back and you shoot them again. That's always fun. Now let's get into the Mannana Peeled version of this weapon. The overall Warpaint balance is pretty decent, where it has mostly yellow and banana, where the green is mostly supplementary color on the trigger, some wrapping around the base of the gun, and right around the barrel of the weapon. One gripe I have with it is that you can see down the barrel and you can see the bullets that are in there. One bonus to the weapon though is that the shells are Mannana Peeled as well. They look like bananas, so it kind of balances itself out, although I would say the bullets being banana makes it go up a bit higher. Personally, I used to use this weapon a lot. I love how it looks. I love staring at this thing. It's very well balanced in terms of appeal, although I don't quite like how little the green is used, especially when it could have been used more at the back of the weapon. All of that being said, I'm going to give this a solid A tier because the bullets and the overall general look of the weapon are pretty good in terms of a Mannana Peeled Warpaint. Good job, Soda Popper, good job. Now, I'm gonna eat a banana. Hey Valve, I'm eating a banana, I'm counting it with these videos. Hey Valve, you should let everyone in TF2 have the ability to count how many times they eat the second banana, or help their teammates, that'd be super cool, let's do that, yeah. I sound so awful. I sound like someone should beat me over the head with a frying pan, the way I was saying that. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I'd appreciate it, Valve. And to everyone else, potassium people, I hope you have a wonderful day. See you later.
Oh, banana.
Gee, it sure is bananas around here. Yeah? Oh boy, I can't wait to get the Scattergun. Whoops, that's not the Scattergun. Welcome back, potassium people. Today we have the Sniper Rifle. This is a weapon that the sniper uses, and this is how I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about how I play with it in the video game. Then I talk about how it looks with Mannana Peeled on it. Then I put it on a tier list and I eat a banana at the end of this video. I promise I eat the banana. So I just have to come clean for a second. I don't play sniper. I have 11 hours on this class. And another thing, this is a very controversial weapon. Some people think it's overpowered, and some people think it's not overpowered. It's very good, but it can't really be used in the way a lot of people think, which is right click on head, the problem is gone, the enemy just disappeared. Oh, you just played the video game, my friend, and you got all the points on the scoreboard to prove it. That miraculous, good job. No, so since I don't really play this class, and if I do play this class, I usually use the Huntsman. The only thing I can really say about how I use it is that I typically don't scope in as often as I should, which sounds stupid, right? Like, oh, you should scope in all the time and go for quick scopes. Well, guess what? I'm left clicking, I'm Hail Marying it, and I'm just trying to shoot the torso of the guy as I'm running around, screaming, going everywhere, okay? So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. You know what? I'll say this. The Mannana Peeled version of this weapon looks good. This is what I would imagine a sniper rifle to actually look like if it was made out of banana. And where it's at with the stock, where it's all green, where the scope is yellow, and where the barrel is banana, is chef's kiss, beautiful, like perfection. However, it's really skinny on the barrel, and that kind of bothers me. Like, in terms of a banana that's like just you whittled it down to a tiny little stick, and now you're gonna have banana sticks for dinner. That's weird. But overall, it looks nice. Plus, you can get blood scope with it if you get field tested or lower. And overall, it's good. No complaints. Really, I can't say that it's the best, but I can say it's B tier. It's definitely a B tier weapon. Now, let's get on to something I actually can do, which is eat a banana. A Valve, if you add the strange second banana to TF2, I'll send you an envelope that has a banana peel in it if you want. I could do other things too, you know, that's just what came to the top of my mind. I'm willing to do a lot of stuff for the strange second banana in TF2. I just want people to be able to count how many times they've eaten it in the game. That's all. You know, it'd be nice. Anyways, Potassium people, I'll see you around. Bye. Bye.
Oh, banana.
I'm actually writing a script for whatever this next one is that it lands on. Which is why it should be the Scattergun, baby, the Scattergun. No! Welcome back, Potassium people. Like I mentioned when I spun the wheel, this is actually scripted. Neat, huh? I promise you won't notice a quality difference. I'm just that bad. Let's talk about this video format real quickly. 1, I'm going to talk about the weapon in-game. 2, I'll give my subjective opinion on how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled. 3, this leads to the weapon being placed upon the Mannana Peeled tier list based on how it looks. 4, I do the thing that's mentioned in the title of this video. Let's start with using this weapon. It has a novel concept: lose a rocket to gain health from the 3 remaining rockets in your clip. As long as you deal damage with one of these rockets, you can gain up to 20 restored health. Neato. Pair this with something like the Conjurer, and all of a sudden you're a DPS light lifesteal build. I typically use stock over this, but I won't deny how powerful I feel when I shrug off slightly less damage than a heavy's max HP pool and walk away. That's cool and all, Azure, but can you talk about the Warpaint now? Sure. This is a box. Dear gosh, there's more. Actually no, there isn't anything more. The design is simple. The banana, peel, and green all line up in a row with the peel wrapping around some of the banana portion of the weapon as small straps. The green is on all of the handles, and I have to say it, this is the best yellow box out of the Mannana Peeled weapons. It doesn't come with a sticker, which I know detracts from the score for some people. For me, I just want to eat this weapon. This is simplicity personified, and gosh dang it, the weapon heals you like it has a second banana inside of it. This is S tier. I like the look too much. That was a lot of blabbering. Time for banana consumption. Yum! Yo, Valve. I would love if you added the strange variant for the second banana. No, seriously, it would be dope. Imagine heavies everywhere learning how to count with bananas. It would be better than kindergarten. That will be all today, Potassium people. See you all next time. Oh, and tell me if you like the script or if you like my aimless rambling more. You know, if it's more personable. Bye!
Oh, banana.
This wheel is getting pretty small. I'd be surprised if it didn't land on Scattergun today, you know? Like, well, it's going a little too... okay. Okay, you know, this works, this is good. Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the Tomislav, and you're also going to notice I'm not reading from a script this time, because I listened to it, I put it out, and I realized, man, that just sucks. It sucks so bad. I don't like it. I gotta work on that, so scripted stuff is going to take a backseat for a while. Anyways, let's talk about how this video structure works. I start with how I use this weapon in the game, then I move on to how it looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it, then I go ahead and rank it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. Finally, I consume the banana you clicked on here for. That it's about the banana, alright? It's all about the banana at the end of the day. This is just part of the banana process. The Tomislav. This is my favorite minigun. you have a faster rev time and it's a little more accurate. And honestly, the faster rev time makes a huge difference. Like, you get to jump around corners easier, faster, whatever. Get out of situations sooner. Like, if you notice some guy's gonna come over there and shoot 3 pills in your skull, maybe don't stay there. So as soon as you're done revving, you just back up, you run away past the corner, and then you get in a better position. I love this thing. I love using it. And the silent rev time? Oh geez, the silent rev, you become a sneaky spy in the corner because some people in casual do not have awareness. I'm one of them. And so then you get to go ahead, pew pew pew, little pellets in their back. Oh, that's beautiful. What a mosaic. What a beautiful work of art to see people die in front of you. It's still powerful, even though it technically does less damage than the minigun. Still a great weapon. Big fan. Huge fan. It's definitely my main weapon when I use heavy weapons guy. So, how's it look with Mannana Peeled? When I look at this weapon, I think, man, that is a somewhat skinny barrel. I think it's kind of weird. But then I look at it some more and I realize most everything works well with this weapon. The yellow is in a good spot. It's wrapping around most of the banana. It has green in the right places where you would hold the weapon or normally shoot it. It's even on the sash of this gun. And, you know, upon reflection, the barrel is big enough to not make it look super skinny like the sniper rifle or some other weapons I've talked about. Overall, good looking. The biggest factor for me, though, on where I'm going to rank this on the tier list is the drum of the gun. I just want to take a giant bite out of it. I want to unhinge my jaw and just encapsulate the entire drum within my mouth so I can embrace the banana flavor with full use of my mouth. This is going to go straight into A tier. Honestly, amazing. Super big fan of this. Now, the real peel, the real flesh of the video, banana consumption. Oh yeah, I need my potassium. Listen here. Valve, I'm begging you. Please add the strange second banana to TF2. I would really greatly appreciate it. I know many other people would appreciate it. Our wallets are flying towards you if you make this real. That's all I'm asking. But this is gonna be it. I'll see you all next time. Bye. Bye.
Oh, banana.
Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the Persian Persuader, but first, you probably noticed there's a small issue with what we're looking at right here. First, where's the wheel? Second, why are we on this sword? Like, I thought we were done. Weren't we going to move on to something else? Well, let me tell you something. When I made that wheel, I went through and I copied every single thing from the spreadsheet I had to go and get all of the strange Mannana Peeled weapons. And for whatever reason, I forgot to select the Persian Persuader. I don't know how it was possible to skip that in my spreadsheet, but I did. And so, I didn't know what to do. Because if I put it in the wheel now, it's like it skipped the other 31 weapons that we've already reviewed and just got all the way here, which isn't really fair. But if I do it like at the very end, then that kind of betrays the whole point of the wheel in the first place, in that I'm trying to get them randomly throughout the process. So I just decided I'll throw it in. Here it is. This is the Persian Persuader. Now, with all of that humbug, bubble, let's talk about the Persian Persuader. First, the way I talk about these weapons is I go through how I use them in the game. Second, I'm going to talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled on it. Third, I'm going to put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. And finally, I'm gonna eat a banana. So, the Persian Persuader. This weapon is really good at getting into a situation, getting out. And the reason for that is this thing is meant to charge. You are meant to kill someone. You are meant to pick up ammo packs. You are meant to go in, kill, and then keep charging for as long as you can. The problem is it's not the half Zatoichi. The half Zatoichi restores your health, and you already restore some of your charge upon killing someone when you have the booties. When you use the Persian Persuader, which forces you to not use regular weapons most of the time because, one, you lose 80% of your ammo. That is insane. You can't have any ammo with your regular weapons. Like, you want to use the grenade launcher? Great. How about 4 pills with an extra 3 in your pocket? I love 3 extra pills. I love almost reloading my weapon once fully. Hopefully I can find a full ammo pack so I can go ahead and barely shoot anyone in the future. This thing is not good when you try and pair it with any other weapon that isn't just pure Demo Knight. You go in, you kill someone, you get your full charge back, you charge at someone else, you get hit by like one rocket. It's like, well, you can keep charging or you can retreat. And so the way I use it is I'll go in, kill someone, retreat back, hope to not die, and then go back in when I see there's another opportunity to kill someone, and then rinse and repeat, and I'll just keep doing that over and over. It's basically like the Islander, except you are guaranteed a charge to get out of there rather than an extra 15 HP and a little speed boost. Really fun, really cool. It just fails in comparison to what the half Satuichi does. Not as much of a downside in my opinion. And I mean, Samurai Sword versus this thing. I mean, the freaking hilt is frayed in the end because it's all broken. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled now. I personally think it's good. It's really thin, so we're going to classify as a banana chip, and for the most part it does everything right. It has the green on the bottom, it has in the middle the yellow, and then it has the banana taking up the majority of this weapon. It's clean, but it really stretches how the Warpaint looks on the blade itself. And that typically happens with a lot of these, but this one is extremely pronounced. You can see how much stretch it has, way more than normal. With that in mind, and with it not having anything that really sticks out besides the bottom basically splintering into different pieces, I'm going to give this a B tier. It's serviceable, it's good, basic, but I'm not going to say it's better than that. There are better options. B tier. Now, let's get to the banana. Valve. Hey, Valve. I like bananas. I bet you like bananas. I bet someone at your office likes bananas. Someone that could potentially work on TF2 for 10 minutes. Add the strange second banana. Potentially. I like it. Please. Please, Valve. Please. I beg you. Please. Anyways, Potassium people, I'll see you all next time. Bye. Bye.
Oh, banana.
Honey, come quick! We're gonna witness the wheel spin land right on the Scattergun. What do you mean, dear? Come witness as we get the Bazaar Bargain.
Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. You already know how this goes. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how I use this weapon in the game, discuss how the weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it, then I'm gonna go ahead and put on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. Finally, I'm going to eat the banana you clicked on here for. If you remember what I talked about last time in the sniper rifle video, you'll know I don't really play sniper. However, I have just one huge unbroken clip of me playing on Sawmill. And the reason why that is because when sniper isn't contested by another sniper or someone who is willing to seek him out, you can pretty much just have your very own click-head adventure game. However, this is just absolutely disgusting how sniper can be able to view right onto this portion of the map. It's not the best vantage point, and I'm not very good at it. As you can see, I miss many shots, but I basically sit here for free and just click on people. Bazaar Bargain is essentially what I would use if I don't like myself, because you get a disadvantage at the beginning of this weapon before you click on enough heads, at which point you have a major advantage in charging it and getting that juicy 150 body shot or 450 headshot. When I use this weapon, I typically camp more than I do with the sniper rifle, and honestly, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. When sniper mains say they're just having a good time as long as no one is charging them and the team is protecting them, this is exactly what happens. You just go ahead, click, have a good time. Shoot, while you're here, may as well listen to an audiobook. No one's gonna bother you. Why don't you go ahead and pull up the covers, get all nice and cozy under there. You're gonna just sleep your worries away as you rack up that kill streak. So, since I don't really use it that much, this is basically my main experience with it. Besides that, let's talk about how it looks with Mannana Peeled on it. This weapon commits a great atrocity, something that I've noted with the Brass Beast and a few other weapons, but it's not nearly as exaggerated as it is with the Brass Beast. As you can see here, this is basically just a really big straw. It doesn't betray the same rules that the Brass Beast does, however, it does look like a really big straw with a huge stretch on the banana portion. And while I do like how the banana, the yellow, and the green are separated, that's pretty much all that has going for it. Everything else is an abomination. I mean, what is that little tiny thing at the bottom of the rifle that's sticking with the wire out its back? That thing is weird. Why is it? It's awful. This whole thing is awful. It's not as bad, again, as the Brass Beast, but I wouldn't, no, I don't like it. I also just want to clarify something. So obviously the sniper rifle has something similar with the straw-like appearance for the barrel, but it at least looks like it should be a sniper rifle. It at least looks like it would be banana themed in a way, which is why that got a beat. It's still better looking than if it didn't have the Warpaint on it, but it doesn't do much better than that. This is actually going to be our first D tier, and if you have any complaints about this placement, please tell me in the comments why. I'm okay with that. You can also say I have bad opinions. I do not care in this case. This thing looks like a straw. It looks like you should be able to suck something out of it, like some nice milk. Just put some nice banana milk and just slurp it up with this thing. It does not look like a banana. Now that that's said, I'm going to eat an actual banana. And hey Valve, I know I have been pleading for the strange second banana. I will continue to do so. If you would kindly, I am more than happy to discuss arrangements as to things I can do to help in putting it within the game. Please, I would really like the strange second banana. I know many others would like it. I know there are many Jungle Inferno weapons that could be added along with it if you decide to release a crate for it. I would be most appreciative. Anyways, that's going to be all today, Potassium people, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!
When I look at this wheel and spin it around, I know the Scattergun won't be found. It's cause I'm cursed to not find it, but hey, I guess I'll find...
Minigun? Hey! Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the minigun. Just to break down how this video works, I'm going to first talk about how I use the weapon, then I'm going to discuss how this weapon looks with the Mannana Peeled applied, then I'm going to go ahead and place it on a tier list, and finally, I'm going to eat a banana. Now this is about the 4th time I've discussed this weapon, and that's because I need to be exact in how I state my opinions. Mainly because I don't want to be killed by heavy mains, but also because this is something that, without proper explanation, will just sound like I'm complaining for the sake of complaining, but really, there's a lot to unpack here. First off, this weapon, I love using this weapon. I really have no complaints with it. It's the original, it's the classic. Oh wait, no, those are different weapons. This weapon is the weapon that has defined heavy for entire time the game's been up. It's amazing. You shred through opponents. You leave yourself open to attack if you're not paying attention, but dang, is it just nice to be able to shoot people with it. And honestly, I love using this or the Tomislav. Personally, I prefer the Tomislav just because of the silent rev and the faster rev and slightly more accuracy, right? But if I'm shooting people in a narrow hallway, I need to gun people down, I'll switch to this in a heartbeat. So, with that being said, let's talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled. I want you to just look at this clip. I took this clip because it drove me nuts when I revved this gun. And just look at it for a little bit. Do you see that? Of course you did. I put an image up on the screen. This thing looks like candy. It's either taffy or it's cotton candy. I don't know what. Moving on to the other aspects of the weapon. This weapon has the banana straw issue that I talked about on other weapons, like with the Brass Beast, where there's just these really thin sticks. It's also shiny, which I docked the Revolver for in the past, but this is even worse because it spins. And with the stick and the spinning, it makes it look really, really weird. Personally, I can't see as anything else other than just some kind of cheap knockoff candy of what a banana would be, which knocks it down a lot for me. It does do something okay, where on the drum of the gun, the yellow meshes decently well with the banana, and of course the green is balanced out properly instead of how it was on the Brass Beast, where in this case, it actually has the green on the handles where you'd hold the weapon, so that gives it some points there. But for the most part, I just can't see this as a banana. This weapon just doesn't quite fit that. It's just not good enough. Also, little side note, when you are not revving the gun, but you've already spun the barrel around a little bit, you might notice there's a seam that you can clearly see that normally with most weapons you wouldn't notice if there is a seam because they don't spin around. In this case, you will notice it, it will bother you, and gosh dang it, this is going into D tier. I love you, Minigun, but you do not look the best with this Warpaint, or Warpaints in general, in my opinion. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and eat a banana. Oh, freak yeah. See, now this is the good stuff, alright? This is where you know life is going to treat you well. You peel it back, you put it in your mouth, and just the pure ecstasy, the pure joy of having a sweet treat like this really fills your heart. And maybe your lungs. And maybe you die, actually. Speaking of dying, Valve, I'd prefer not to do this until I die, so can you just add the strange second banana into TF2? I would really appreciate that. Like, genuinely, that would make my day. Anyways, that's going to be it today, Potassium people. I'll see you all next time.
Oh, banana.
Help! I just want the Scattergun. Help! Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we have the Fish Nana. The fish consumes all. Even the mighty heavy cannot withstand the fish. Fish for kills. Fish. There is no escaping the Fish Nana. In all seriousness, this is another Mannana Peeled review. And so what I'm going to do is discuss how I use this weapon in the game. I'm also going to discuss how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Then I'm going to put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. And finally, I'm going to eat a banana. So the Fish Nana, otherwise known as the Mannana Peeled Holy Mackerel, is one of the best reskins that have ever graced us on this earth. The stock melee for Scout is pretty weak, going at 35 damage per hit at a slightly faster swing speed. On the fastest class in the game, it sounds pretty good until you realize one random crit from some other guy just basically kills you outright, and one random crit from you doesn't even kill your own class. So this weapon is okay. However, we're talking about the Fish Nana. We're talking about this beautiful, overpowering weapon of pure magnificence. Basically, this is a direct upgrade from stock, simply because when you try and kill a dead ringer spy, if you don't notice in the top right that there was a kill up there, guess what? He's not actually dead. Go ahead and fish him down. Throw some banana milk on him, heal off of his desperate pleas of escaping your violence, and kill him. Kill him outright with the fish. This adds insult to injury. This adds the added penalty of lifelong regret to your opponent, and overall, it flops. It's very funny. It's very floppy. It's such a floppy fish. I love you, floppy fish. Hi, little Fish Nana. This thing is beautiful in every way. The way I typically use it is I'll use the soda popper, Mad Milk, and I'll equip this. I'll throw the Mad Milk on the enemy, use the soda popper when I need to jump around like a lunatic, and then just keep whacking them with the fish until they perish. Let's talk about how this looks with the Mannana Peeled applied on it. Simply put, this is the best, and I do mean the absolute best, Mannana Peeled Warpaintable weapon in the game. And if you doubt what I'm saying about this being the best in the game, let me show you something. Do you see what I see? The Fish Nana, the Holy Mackerel, is literally a peeled banana. This is as close as possible as you can get to having the second banana as a weapon. And you want to tell me that this isn't the very best tippity top of the tier list in all of Mannana Peeled creation? Plus it's floppy like the peel. How much more could you want from this? It has the sticker in the right spot. Like, everything is perfect about this fish. It's perfect. It is literally the exact floppiness you'd want with something that is supposed to be like a banana. There is nothing that comes even close to this when it comes to Mannana Peeled. Sure, the bullets may look like they're Mannana Peeled for some of these weapons, but this is the ultimate. This is the pinnacle of what it means to be a Mannana Peeled weapon. I kid you not, there is nothing else that will go higher than this. With all that being said, this is an easy P tier. Easy P tier. It is at the top of P tier, in fact. And I do not want anyone in the comments being like, well, what about this discrepancy from what you said in episode 127? I don't. No, you do not understand the fish nana. Okay? You don't understand. This is the one time where I will not take any criticism on this placement. This is the most correct placement possible ever. Now, with all that being said, I'm gonna eat a banana. Gosh dang it, this thing is good. I wish I had a fish nana in real life that tasted just like a banana, and I could compare the two. I could like eat some of the fish nana and then eat some of the banana. Hey Valve, can you add the strange second banana to TF2, please? Then a fish scout with banana milk can eat a second banana, drop by a heavy, and then the fish nana, the milk, and the second banana will all have the strange counters go up when the fish nana scout kills the heavy. Isn't it beautiful? It's like a circle of life. Anyways, I'll see you potassium people later. Bye.
Oh, banana.
You know, I think today's the day. I just have to have the hero spirit, and eventually I'll be able to get that scattergun. Look, it's right there. You're too fast. You're too fast. Oh, no. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review, where today we're going to be talking about the Loch-n-Load. Just let me go over how this video works. The first thing we're going to talk about is how I use this weapon in the game. Second thing is I'm going to talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled applied. Third, I'm going to put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. And finally, I'm going to consume a yellow elongated fruit known as the banana. So, the Loch-n-Load. Personally, I don't use this weapon nearly enough. This is my least used primary for Demo Man, and it's not a bad weapon by any means. It's actually quite good. The faster projectile speed for the little pills is just, it's so beautiful when you're able to accurately pinpoint someone's location and just shoot them with it. But the issue I have with it is I suck at aiming. So most of the time, I'll shoot some shots, it'll hit the wall and it'll dissipate because there's no rollers, and that's why I typically don't use it. However, if I was using Hybrid Knight, I'd probably use this because not having a Stickybomb launcher leaves you pretty defenseless in a lot of altercations. When it comes to this weapon, I love using it. It throws off my aim quite often, but it's great at deleting scouts because the projectiles are so fast that if the scout's close enough to you, they have a really hard time dodging it compared to the normal pills, which sometimes they already have a hard enough time dodging. Now, let's talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled. This weapon is interesting because it has two good qualities and two bad qualities. The first two good qualities are the balance of the green, the peel, and the banana. I mean, the banana takes up the center stage. It's fully encapsulated by the yellow for the most part, and it looks great, honestly. Like, even though it's a thin tube, it's not a stick, and that's fine when it comes to a banana weapon. And another thing that's really nice with it is the pills, when you load them into the gun, are war painted. So that means that it looks like Mannana Peeled pills, even if they don't shoot out the same way. What I don't like with this weapon is that it doesn't quite use the green how it should be. For the most part, it's in the right spots, right? But usually you have the green where you're going to be holding the weapon. And in this case, yellow is where you're going to hold part of the weapon, and then you're also going to aim down the sights with the yellow. That's kind of weird, honestly. Besides that, my biggest gripe with this weapon is the fact that you can see straight down the barrels to the very end. That really bothers me, and overall, it looks good. It functions well, not that that matters on a tier list ranking, but I'm going to give this an A tier simply because the things that it does well greatly outweigh the things it doesn't do well. And most of the time, you're not going to be looking down the end of the barrel unless you happen to be the victim of the Demo Man, which, you know, kudos, I guess, that you saw the end of the barrel, but now you're also dead because that projectile is so fast you're not going to have a chance to get out of the way. I love this thing. Fantastic. And with that, I'm going to eat a banana. Now, as we all know, I'm looking for the strange second banana. I really want to get that strange counter up in the game and in real life. So, once again, I ask you, Valve, please add the strange second banana. That is literally all I want in the game right now. You remove the bots, fantastic. I love it, beautiful. Okay, I can play the game. But The fact that there are some weapons out there that can't have strangers just makes me so sad. So sad. Anyways, that's gonna be all today, potassium people. I'll see you all next time. Bye.
Oh, banana.
I'm feeling a bit sick from not having the Scattergun. So, if you don't give me the Scattergun, okay. I feel like Humpty Dumpty if he just got lobotomized by a Lego. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the Amputator. Now, just to go over the structure of this video, first thing I'm going to do is talk about how I use this weapon in the game. Second, I'll go over how this looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Third, I'm going to put on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. And finally, I'm going to eat a banana. Now then, the Amputator. I don't really use this weapon for its intended purpose, or what most of the community would find would be its intended purpose, because there is this little thing you can do where you right click to have an aura of healing effect around you. It basically heals everyone that's in a very close vicinity, and it sounds useful on paper, except you're standing still, and the area that you can heal in is pretty small, and the amount of healing you do is pretty limited, and it doesn't apply overheal. So I almost never use this with the alt fire or that special regen effect. What I instead do is, if my team isn't protecting me, I pull out this weapon, because if I can't trust my team, I may as well trust myself to get out of there. Specifically, to protect against afterburn or bleed. So this is mostly a thing targeted towards scouts and pyros. I found that while I'm bleeding or burning to death from those two classes, pulling this out usually helps me to survive just a little bit longer to either get a health kit or potentially just survive the entire encounter itself. However, if the scout's really close, probably not going to help much, and if a pyro's really close, pray that they have a different weapon other than the flog and that they'll air blast you so you can survive, otherwise you're gonna get killed, because the damage penalty on this weapon is very noticeable. Now let's talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled. Considering this is a melee weapon, I'm going to consider it like a banana chip, meaning it should be rated as a thin item rather than a tube-like item. When it comes to the Amputator, it does a couple things well. Namely, it has a correct placement of the green, the yellow, and the banana, where the green is where you hold the weapon, yellow's in between, and then the banana is in the right spot. And then the little medic symbol, the cross, looks great on the weapon. What it doesn't do well is it stretches the banana texture to an extreme degree. This is extremely stretched. It also does not look like it would be great to bite into, namely because if you're eating it anywhere near the blade, which you would with any of the other banana chip weapons, it has the serrated teeth, which would make it an unenjoyable experience, honestly. I don't want to feel that in my mouth. It's a weird texture. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a B tier. It's passable as is, but it's not going to really break through the upper echelons of Mannana Peeled stardom. Just like how it's used in the game, it's pretty similar. With all that being said, it's time to eat a banana na 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 na. Oh, I love you, banana. Into my mouth. Now, Valve, I want you to please add the strange second banana to TF2. All of these Mannana Peeled weapons can be strange, but you're telling me we can't have a strange second banana? What an atrocity. Don't worry, I'll forgive you if you add it. We've been waiting a while, so anytime soon would be great. I won't be mad. I just want you to do the right thing. With that being said, potassium people, I'll see you all next time. Bye.
Oh, banana.
There are 7 weapons left, and it should have statistically already landed on the Scattergun, but you've got to be kidding me. It's not even close. It's on the knife. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the knife, and first, let me just break down how this video works. I'm going to first start out talking about how I use this weapon in the game, then I'm going to go ahead and talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Third, I'm going to go ahead and put this on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled, and finally, I'm going to go ahead and eat a banana. So, the knife. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how this weapon works very well. Obviously, You stab someone in the back, it insta-kills them. That's awesome. That's very cool. However, I mentioned in the past how I don't really play Sniper. Well, take a guess as to what my second least played class is. That's right, the Spy. Actually, I like the Spy less than the Sniper because the Sniper has the Huntsman. But the Spy, everything is just so annoying unless I'm using the Revolver. The reason for this is anytime anyone has an inkling of just turning around or turning their headset on so they can hear when you decloak, or even if you decloak far away and people just notice, hey, wait a minute, that guy doesn't seem to be on our team because we already have 6 pyros. That's the 7th pyro. Also, we have 6 pyros, so we're just gonna kill this guy anyways. We're just gonna check him. We're just gonna check him out with our flamethrowers. Yeah, so the problem I have is while getting backstabs is fine, I usually die after, and I don't like dying. I personally like to live as long as possible. The other thing is sometimes I'll try and stab someone, and I'll just stab them in the face. Like it's not even close. I don't even know how that works. And sometimes when someone else is using it on me, they'll stab me in the face, or they'll stab me from a mile away. And that ruins the enjoyment I have with this weapon. If it was more consistent, if I could use it in a more reliable way, I would. And I'm sure I could if I practice Spy more, but it's just not my kind of playstyle. If I want to play a sneaking guy that goes around and kills people in one hit, I'd probably go and play Metal Gear. So to answer the question as to how I use this weapon in the game, I usually don't. I usually use the Revolver, although I will admit, when I do get a backstab, and it's well deserved, or like a chain stab, it's enjoyable. That's not very often though. Now, talking about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled, I'm just going to come out and say it. This really does not do the Mannana Peeled Warpaint any favors. In fact, I would say this is detrimental to its core design. First, you can look at it and say, oh, it's decent. And with a lot of Warpaints, it actually looks quite good with the knife in particular. However, with Mannana Peeled, the issue is it betrays the green, yellow, and banana order of things, where the green is where you should be holding the weapon. In this case, the yellow or the peel takes up the entirety of that purpose. And then the green is just used for accented materials. So in this case, there's like a little band on the bottom of the knife, and there's also the screws that hold the knife together. Those are green. The banana part itself is fine, but that is not really the biggest issue. The biggest issue I have is it just completely dulls the whole point of the peel itself. It's supposed to be a very bright yellow. It looks kind of dull, and I'm a bit colorblind, and I'll admit, sometimes I'm mixing this yellow up with just the classic green. Obviously, it's not as dark of a hue, but holy flip, I can't tell what I'm looking at half the time. Is it supposed to be a different color? Like, why is it so dark? It's good for other war paints, like I mentioned, but Mannana Peeled? No. I'm gonna have to give this a D tier. It could have been a lot better, but it falls short in a lot of ways. Now, I'm gonna eat a banana. And just like usual, I'm gonna ramble on about whatever I feel like. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I feel like? Bananas. I love bananas. Yeah, I'm really hoping Valve adds the Strange Second Banana soon. I have some trust that they will. You know, I've seen some good things happen recently, and I'm thinking it's just right around the corner. You know, just one little push, just one little thing in their timeline, and they're gonna notice, hey, wait a minute, we forgot to add that in. Don't worry, we'll add that in. We'll patch it in, no problem. So, with all that being said, thank you, potassium people. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, banana.
My life literally feels staged, okay? Like, it's gonna spin this wheel, and it's not gonna land the scattergun. Yeah, of course, of course. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review / ranking, and today we're going to be talking about the Skotsman Skullcutter. Now, the way these videos work is I'm first going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game, then I'm going to discuss how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it, then I'm going to put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled, and finally, I'm going to eat a banana. So, the Skotsman Skullcutter. This is the lottery for demo nights. This is literally the weapon you pull out when you're like, I need to gamble a random crit, except your chances of getting random crit increase because this weapon is made to get you random crits. Basically, there's a system in the game where the more damage you deal, the higher the chances of you getting a random crit are, and this weapon gives you more damage, and then it has random crits. So it's increased damage on random crits and on normal swings on a class that can give themselves guaranteed crits with a shield. It's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And you can use this with just about any demo night loadout. Like, if you want to go crazy fast with the boots on, like you're gonna be a little slower because of how this weapon works, but you can just blaze through people, chop off their heads, and just keep going. You want to do charge and charge? No problem. You want to do splendid screen? Also not a problem. Like, why not charge more? Why not get in, kill someone, leave? I typically use this when I'm playing medieval mode, but if I just want to win, if I just want to kill someone, I'm going to use this weapon. This is my second favorite melee weapon that Demo Knight has, and it's easy to see why. Now let's talk about the Mannana Peeled version. Since this is a melee weapon, I'm going to treat it as a banana chip in this review. I just want to say, it does look pretty good. It properly separates the green, the yellow, and the banana, where the green is where you're going to hold the weapon, the yellow is in between, and the banana is where you're going to be attacking people. Overall, it's good where it's supposed to be flat. However, I will note it does stretch the texture quite a bit, and while it is supposed to look like a banana chip, it deviates a bit from other melee weapons in that most of the weapon is cylindrical rather than being flat like a chip would be. Overall, decent, but not my favorite. I'm gonna stick this into B tier, and with that being said, let's eat a banana for B tier. Bananaced? I'm just hungry, alright? You know what else I'm hungry for? The strange second banana. Hey Valve, waiting on ya. You know, just feel free to drop it on in the game anytime. Yeah, anytime. No problem. Tomorrow? That'd be great. I'd have no issues with that. Anyways, hope to hear from you soon. Valve, just give me an email back. I've sent one to ya, you know. I'm being nice. Trying to. And for everyone else, potassium people, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, banana.
There are only 5 left. Please, for all that is banana, just give me the Scattergun. And gosh, freaking dang it. Whatever. Welcome back, potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review. Today we're going to be talking about the Jag. Now, just to go over how this video works, I'm first going to talk about my personal opinion on using this weapon in the game. Then I'm going to talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. After that, I'm going to put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. And finally, I'm going to consume a banana. Now then, the Jag. This is the closest to a banana adjacent wrench as you can possibly get with Engineer. You give up some of the burst capabilities of a weapon and exchange it for a little bit faster swing and build speed. Because of that, this seems like the go-to melee for most engineers, because it turns out people who have learned how to play TF2 know how to take down sentries, because sentries are a little stupid. And because they're a little stupid, that means you're gonna have to rebuild the sentry, probably the dispenser, and if you didn't put your teleporter in a really sneaky hiding spot that no one's discovered within the last 17 years, you're gonna have to build a new one of those too. So, when it comes to using the Jag, basically, I just set up stuff wherever I feel like. This is my go-to wrench when I don't know what's going on. Oh, we're defending on last again? Well, guess what? Jag's here to help me set up a level 3 in about 30 seconds. Oh, what's that? Oh, little Timmy needs a little dispenser for his afterburn. He's burning to death right now. Don't you worry, little Timmy. I've got a dispenser right here for you. It's set up all nice and neat for you. Listen, if you're not using the Jag, most likely you're trying to keep a fortification that is under heavy fire up. And in most cases, people will just switch to the Wrangler and use that, or the Rescue Ranger to swap buildings out pretty quick. But for the melee, being fast is so crucial when your swing speed dictates how often you can interact with your buildings, right? So if you are currently keeping something up, you have more chances to negate some of the damage from like some rockets coming in to destroy your buildings. And obviously the wrench is still going to be better at keeping those buildings up, but it's just the idea that after you're done swinging, you can go ahead, pick up your building and do something else. It's just more actions per minute essentially. That's how I see it anyways. Now let's talk about how it looks with Mannana Peeled. Originally, I was discussing how I thought the wrench itself was an A tier because I preferred the Jag more, and I still do in a lot of ways, but I don't think the Jag is a whole tier above the wrench. I think it is better, just marginally so. And the reason why is because even though the Jag has a pretty decent look to it, and it has a curved handle, which helps out a lot in this case because that is a nice looking peel-like handle. I am going to have to say it's a bit too sharp in places, and you know, like with how some of the other weapons have been, mainly swords, I treat them like banana chips, but it's a bit different with the wrenches, being that they're very thick, and that just wouldn't apply to them. And then it has that weird beak-like top. That's fine, I guess, but for the most part, I mean, the thing that's helping it is just the curve. That's the only difference that I can see between the two. So, all in all, is the Jag better looking than the wrench? Yes. Is it going to be put higher than the wrench? No, not tier-wise. So this is going into A tier. Finally, the banana. Oh my gosh. Do you know how long I've been waiting for this? Like, at least 3 minutes in 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Hey, Valve, you know what else I'm waiting for that's been several days? Like, almost 200 days? Yeah, the strange second banana. If you can add that in, I would really appreciate it. But besides that, I'll stop bothering everyone. I'll get out of your way, and we're done. I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.
Oh, banana.
4 weapons left on the wheel, 4 weapons left here. Take a spin, make a vid, 3 weapons left on the wheel. Welcome back, Bethesdian people, to another Mannana Peeled review, where today we are going to be talking about the rocket launcher, one of the OGs, or the originals. Although in this case, this is a reskin that isn't related to the Quake reskin. Anyways, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about this weapon, and more specifically, this video format. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game. Then I'm going to discuss how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Third, I'm going to go ahead and put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. And finally, I'm going to consume a banana. So, the rocket launcher. This is one of the best weapons in all of gaming. And it is no joke to say that when I play Soldier and I need to be consistent, when I need to output damage and actually frag people, which is a rare occurrence for me, I'm most likely going to choose this rocket launcher. It doesn't have any of the funny quirks I really enjoy, like with the airstrike and just having a clip of 8 rockets. It doesn't have any of the interesting benefits of super fast travel speed and kablooey, you're dead, any light class is destroyed because it's a direct hit or something. But what it does have is consistency, and by golly is it beautiful, and it's just so American. I love using the rocket launcher. I love shooting around corners and hoping it hits someone with the splash damage. I love just hitting people with splash damage because I can't aim in general. I love walking around as a 200 HP hunk of a machine and able to face tank someone else's pill before I blast them with the glorious rocket and shotgun combo. You think you can stop me? I have a rocket launcher. This thing shoots rockets. Rockets kill people. Anyways, let's talk about how this looks with Mannana Peeled. This weapon, while it is super fun to use, super fun to rocket jump around with everything, it has one glaring flaw with how it looks. However, most of the upsides more than help to push it into a pretty good tier. So, first thing I'd just like to note is the glaring flaw. Specifically, you can see where this flaw is, where the peel is going into the banana. It looks fine upon inspection. However, it looks like the peel is going inside of the banana, which would be against all banana laws, because the peel being inside would mean when you bite into it after supposedly peeling it back, you're met with more fleshy peel, and that's just not the most enjoyable way to have a banana, in my opinion. I know many people can make things like peel bulgogi and stuff like that, but that's not really the case here. We're just looking at the banana itself. So besides that issue, everything else about the weapon is strikingly good. The green, the yellow, and the banana are all very consistent in their format, where green is where you're going to be holding the weapon, or like the back part of the weapon, and then the yellow is going to be in between, and it covers part of the banana. And the banana, of course, is where the rockets come out of the weapon. So, overall, very good in that department. It also puts the sticker in the right spot where it's on the peel instead of the banana. Thank goodness, Valve, that you put it in the right spot for this weapon. And it seems to be a consistent theme with most stock weapons that they put it in the right spot. For the most part, I mean, everything is just very clean with this weapon. So while this is not my favorite rocket launcher to look at, it is a dang good one. I'm going to put it a little bit below where the black box is, but it's still going to be an S tier. Excellent job. Keep it up, rocket launcher. You're beautiful. Now let's eat an actual banana. Waited so long. Like, come on. Sure, just eat the freaking banana. People come on there and they're like, sure, why you no eat banana? Just eat the banana. You don't have to talk or anything. It's okay. I get it. You know, not everyone appreciates the rambling of a madman on the internet who's obsessed with bananas, but you know what? Someone's got to talk about bananas, and by golly, that's going to be me. Because if there's one thing I know, everyone on this earth can, well, not everyone on this earth, but most everyone can go and buy some bananas and then eat them. And they eat them in silence, they just enjoy it, and then they go about their day. But I want to share my enthusiasm about it. I want it to be more than that. It has to be more. People don't understand how enriching the banana is, not just in nutrients, but in life itself. And by golly, Valve, I just want you to add the strange second banana to TF2 so it can not only enrich us in life, but in a freaking video game. That's all I want. Now, all that being said, that's it. You can leave now. The final three, the Triforce of weapons. Well, not really. I mean, there's like 2 weapons on here I don't really care about, and then the Scattergun. Oh, we don't get it again. Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review, where today we are going to be talking about the grenade launcher. Now, before we get into it, I'm just going to cover what this video format is like. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game, my personal thoughts on that. Second, I'm going to talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Third, I'm going to put it on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled. And finally, I'm going to peel back a big, juicy banana and eat it. That's going to be the best part. You just skip forward to that part. Now, the grenade launcher. Personally, this is a very fun weapon. I like the Iron Bomber a bit more when I'm playing this game, just because I like the consistency of not having rollers go somewhere I don't intend for them to go. I like to set up mini traps with it, spam it a bit, you know. However, the grenade launcher is quite good. In fact, it is amazing if you can predict the future and read your enemy's minds. If you know where they're going, just aim at where they're going to be and kablooey, 100 points of damage per pill. This thing decimates heavies. This thing destroys soldiers that are stuck rocket jumping after they unbound their WASD keys or just don't know how to turn their mouse to strafe properly. This thing will ruin a medic's day if you know how to land 2 clean pipes. And if you happen to miss, the rollers might just coincidentally be where your enemy is retreating back to, so that's a nice little bonus. Overall, very fun weapon. I just prefer something else over it, but dang, is this thing a powerhouse. Aside from that, let's talk about how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled. I just want to say this, most of this weapon is an abomination. The main thing it has going for it is that it's very cylindrical in most departments, and it looks like there'd be multiple small bananas. It's not as bad as the stick situation that was happening with the minigun, the brass beast, etc. But it does not look good because the balance of the yellow banana and the green is horrible. The green shows up in 2 spots. The trigger and the very back of the stock of this weapon. That's it. Basically, it doesn't exist otherwise. And then when I'm looking at it, it's like, oh geez, that's a lot of banana, and gosh, just it looks so off. Like, why is the scope, or whatever you would call it on this thing, why is it just pure banana? Like, there's no variance in it. It really just pushes what it means to be Mannana Peeled. What I will say is it does look like it would be pretty tasty to take a bite out of the front of it, but oh my gosh, I can't see it properly. It's like, it's good if you just want a yellow weapon, but if you want like a good Mannana Peeled looking weapon, this is not it. I'm gonna be real, this is not the weapon you should go for. Now, normally I would stick this straight into D tier because of the many offenses it's made. However, it does one thing really, really well, which is that the pills, when you reload them, are in fact coated with Mannana Peeled, which is cool. That's a very nice thing. So this is going into C tier where it belongs. However, if you act up again, or if you remove one of those things, you're going into D tier. I don't know how you look so weird, but you do, okay? You need to fix yourself. Besides that, I'm gonna eat my banana. Okay, this is a P-tiered banana because all bananas are freaking delicious, alright? And even if they're past their expiration date. You could tell they're oozing with the goop. You could still go ahead and use it for something else. I mean, bananas are just so amazing. They're beautiful, gorgeous, delicious. But I feel the representation is not fully met in TF2. In fact, I feel like if Valve was to add the strange second banana, that would fully encapsulate everything that you could do with the banana. Because now you'd be able to count how many times you've eaten it. And I'm doing that right now in life, but I can't do it in a video game that I really enjoy. So Valve, can you please go ahead and just add the strange second banana? I'd appreciate it. And with that, that's going to be it for today. I'll see you all next time. Bye! There are only 2 left on this wheel. It has to be the Scattergun. It has to be... Yes! Hello, potassium people. Welcome back to another Mannana Peeled review, where today I'm going to be talking about the Scattergun. This is going to be a different video from the other Mannana Peeled reviews. I'm not going to follow the set structure that I usually do. Instead, I want to talk about what this weapon means to me. Simply put, this is the weapon I've spent the most time with in all of TF2. As of the time of me recording this, I have 7,980 kills on this Scattergun. While that's not really the most anyone's ever achieved in TF2, in fact, it's not even Hale's own yet. To me, this weapon is simplicity refined. It's a weapon that has been with me for a very long time. In fact, before I really started to collect Mannana Peeled weapons in full, this was the first one that I got. This Scattergun was the very first Mannana Peeled weapon I ever purchased. And I have to say that even after all this time, it's still one of my favorites to look at. Although I will admit, while looking at this weapon, there are things that the other Mannana Peeled weapons do better. For instance, the yellow on the reload mechanism is also where Scout would be holding the gun. So that would detract from it. Or where you're gonna be holding the gun on the barrel, the Scout grips his hand underneath there, that's also another issue because that's banana. But to me, this weapon is more than that. It's one that I've stared at for countless hours in the game. And it's all because it's a gun that Scout uses. And Scout is one of my favorite classes. I love things that are fast in TF2. Things that move fast, jump fast, just let you be faster in one way, maybe giving up some functionality in another. That's it. It's really that simple. And even though the Scattergun is just a better shotgun where all it does is have more damage ramp up and a slightly faster reload, that's fine. It's really simple, but that's sometimes all you need. I cannot describe how much I love this gun. Simply put, I love Team Fortress 2. And while the second banana is my favorite item in all of TF2, this is my favorite weapon. So it's really the second favorite of mine, which is funny because the second banana would be what most assume to be the second favorite. I mean, it has second in the name, but I'm going to be real here. Team Fortress 2 is just such a fun game for me. When I just want to play something goofy, when I don't really care about results, which is 99% of the time, I boot up TF2. When I just want to go play some Capture the Flag, maybe even Payload, King the Hill, whatever. When I want to frag or be fragged. When I want to be random crocketed while I'm holding one of my favorite weapons in all of gaming, I boot up Team Fortress 2. And when I choose Scout, this will 99% of the time be the weapon I have equipped, because I just love how reliable it is. Just like how Team Fortress 2 has been reliable for so long. Even with the bots, there were still community servers I could join in, and even when we had to call vote kicks every other minute, gosh dang it, is the game just still so much fun. And now, the bots have finally been removed for the most part by Valve, and they continue to remove them, and it is amazing how much fun this game is after all this time and all the different experiences and situations I found myself in this game. So, with all that being said, this Scattergun means a lot to me, and it's been one that has given me my first godlike. It's been one that has really just helped me to see what Team Fortress 2 is all about. It's just straight, simple fun that you can then customize in various wacky ways, but to me, that customization comes in the form of this Mannana Peeled Warpaint. So, with all of that being said, I'm going to be less objective than I usually am, and instead of going into the nitty-gritty about what makes this Warpaint what it is on this weapon, I'm just going to say that, to me, I can't put it any lower than S tier. Objectively, if I was to categorize it the same way I do the other Warpaint applications, this would probably go into B tier, but I can't separate it from the memories I've made with this weapon and just what I think of Team Fortress 2. So into S tier it goes. Besides that, I'm going to go ahead and eat a banana, just like I usually do. And all I ask is, Valve, can you please add the strange second banana to TF2 so that I can, after getting this to Hail Zone, get the strange second banana to Hail Zone. I would very much appreciate it. But Potassium people, it's been nice. I'll see you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Oh, banana.
Oh boy, I wonder what I get today. Oh my gosh! Rescue Ranger! Whoa! Welcome back, Potassium people, to another Mannana Peeled review, where today we are going to be talking about the Rescue Ranger, the last weapon in the Mannana Peeled review series. Crazy to think it's been this long to get to this point. Now, here's how this video works. I'm first going to talk about how I use this weapon in the game, where I will then discuss how this weapon looks with Mannana Peeled applied on it. Then I'm going to go ahead and put on a tier list based on how it looks with Mannana Peeled, and finally, I'm going to eat a banana. So, the Rescue Ranger. I love using this weapon to carry sentries to where they shouldn't be, which is what a majority of people would say. Also, the fact that it can heal buildings from afar is pretty cool, but I'll be honest, I almost never use it for that, just because I'm a bit of an idiot, and I'll build a nest like I normally do, with the Jag and a shotgun, which is my go-to for engineer, but then I'll just have the Rescue Ranger for no reason. A spy will come along, I'll whiff all my shots, they'll kill me because they have a gun that's hit scan that actually does damage, and then they'll just sap my stuff and leave. But if I'm not using it like that, what I will do is build a sentry in a spot that I can see from super far away, and I'm going to right-click it, bring it all the way over to me, and place it somewhere that's just really stupid, either in the enemy spawn, on a control point, etc. And that's how I typically like to use this weapon. Now, talking about how this looks with Mannana Peeled, I first need to point out how this is basically just a shotgun comboed with the Bazaar Bargain. It has the weird wire going through it. It has this like top part on the barrel going through that's very similar to the brackets on the Bazaar Bargain. And I mean, just take a look at it for 5 seconds, you can see how it's basically both of them. However, I will say that it does a pretty good job at keeping it balanced. It has a little bit of a straw issue in like the middle of the gun, you know, where the barrel is. And I will say that the balance of banana, yellow, and green is pretty good, although it could use a smidge more green, because it's mostly just at the very back of the weapon, and then you have the screws in place, and that's pretty much it. But it also has yellow where the pump of this pseudo shotgun is, and that's one of the first times I've ever really seen it like that, so that's just huge. Kudos to this weapon for doing that. Most of the time it's just banana for the pump of the shotgun. So overall, looks pretty good. I will also say I like the little radar they got going on here, the little tracker to see how much potassium you have left in this. And just because I'm imagining the metal that the engineer is carrying is potassium, and that's what they shoot out to heal the sentry, the dispenser, whatever else, I'm going to put this into B tier, because while it looks pretty weird near the front of the weapon, it still has quite a few features that are good, and mainly, again, it's shooting potassium. It's tracking potassium in the weapon. That's pretty much the only thing that saves it from being in the C tier. So, with all that being said, great weapon. I'm gonna eat a banana now. Hey Valve, can you add the strange second banana? You know, the one I've been asking for. I'm still waiting. And it's been a long time. Please, I'm losing it. I need it. I need the strange second banana so bad. So bad. I've been doing all these crazy calculations. I've been making spreadsheets for this stuff. For all this stuff in the game. Alright? One of these episodes, or maybe I'll make it on a different channel, there's gonna be me just hyper-analyzing the Mannana Peeled Warpaint, every application for it. I'm so far gone, it's not even funny. I'm genuinely, it's become an addiction. I wake up, I eat banana, I go to work, I do things for the sake of banana. I'm losing it, I need it so. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Potassium people, hope you have a great day. Valve, please add it. That's pretty much it. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Oh, banana.
Hello, Potassium people. Today is the final day of the Mannana Peeled review series, like the official final day, and we're not really reviewing any particular weapon. Instead, I'm just going to talk about the Warpaint and a lot of statistics I found on it. If you want to see the specific stats and how I got this information, you can go ahead and click the Google Drive link in the description of this video, because I went through and I analyzed this Warpaint. I went through the VPK files, I went through the game itself, I recorded countless footage for the game. I have stared at this Warpaint more than I have done my taxes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to detail just all the little tiny things that you probably didn't know about the Mannana Peeled Warpaint, and now it's going to be your problem, and not just my problem. It's not an addiction, I'm telling you, I just want the strange second banana. I will hyper-analyze the very pixels on my screen until we get it. Anyways, let's get right into it. So, first things first, this Mannana Peeled review series took a total of 240 gigabytes of footage that was used for these videos. There was also 1,084 video related files. That includes me talking, that includes the different recordings that went into it, 1,084 in total. And that is not the thumbnails, that is not the Mannana Peeled weapons themselves, that is just for the videos. So, let's talk about some stats related to the Mannana Peeled Warpaint itself. When it comes to the stat clocks that are put onto this weapon, if you get a strange, every single one of them has it. However, two weapons have the stat clock over the sticker, which is kind of annoying, and both of them are pyro secondaries. It's the Detonator and the Scorch Shot. So, kudos to you two, you both suck. Next on our list, the Mannana Peeled sticker placements. Turns out there aren't very many weapons that are in the Mannana Peeled series that actually get a sticker. In fact, out of the total 44 possible weapons, only 9 of them have a sticker on them. Those weapons are the Back Scratcher, the Degreaser, the Detonator, the Flamethrower, the Holy Mackerel, the Powerjack, the Rocket Launcher, the Scattergun, and the Scorch Shot. With all that being said, 5 of those are placed on the peel, so the yellow part of the Warpaint, whereas 4 of them are placed on the banana. So if you're placed on the banana, you suck. And the ones that are placed on the banana are specifically the Degreaser, the Detonator, the Powerjack, and the Scorch Shot. Kudos to you, you all lost a tier up because you put it in the wrong spot. Congratulations. I'd clap, but you're losing, actually. Next on the Mannana Peeled review series here, when I was referring to the different kinds of reloads that the Mannana Peeled weapons would do, I mostly talked about the ones that were super noticeable. However, there are a lot of the Mannana Peeled weapons, and coincidentally war-painted weapons, that actually use the Warpaint to reload. Specifically, there are 13 war-paintable weapons that will use the Warpaint to reload. There are 15 that won't, and there are 16 that don't really apply. Either it's a melee weapon or it's something like a flamethrower where you don't see any shells come out of the weapon. So, out of the 44 possible weapons, the 13 that do have a reload with the Warpaint applied are the Detonator. However, I just want to say this, the Detonator looks ugly. It is horrendous. One of the worst ones. If I included it in the review, this would have easily gotten much lower on the tier list. However, I'm not going to move that placement because most of the time you're not going to notice it. But now that I brought it up, congratulations, you're cursed with this knowledge. Next on the ones that do have it applied are the Grenade Launcher, the Loch-n-Load, the Pistol, the Rescue Ranger, the Reserve Shooter, the Revolver, the Scorch Shot, the Shortstop, the Shotgun, the SMG, the Soda Popper, and the Winger. So congratulations all of you. However, I will say with ones like the Winger, it's because the magazine itself is in fact Mannana Peeled, so it's a little bit of a cheat, but it technically is part of the reload. Next on our list, I'm going to talk about the eat times because I put a little timer for each time I ate a banana on this series. First up, what was the weapon with the fastest time eating a banana? I think this will be a shock to most everyone. It was a shock to me. That weapon has 16.44 seconds, and it is the Brass Beast. I guess I was just so mad at the Brass Beast's existence that I was willing to just forego everything and eat the banana as quickly as possible. I was so furious. I freaking hate that. I still hate that weapon. I understand it can be a good weapon because of some of the stat bonuses. I just don't like being that slow. And then, what about the slowest weapon? Well, it's the Back Scratcher at 44.83 seconds. That's almost a minute. Like, how bad? What was I doing on that day? And in fact, it's so bad, it is literally 6 seconds longer than the next worst time, which was the Persian Persuader at 38.66 seconds. That's horrible. Now then, with all of that being said, I do need to address the major sticker in the room. Something that is fundamentally important that I can't believe it hasn't been discussed yet. And that is the Mannana Peeled stickers. Because there's a lot of inconsistencies about what people believe with the sticker on the internet. Some people believe that the Poopy Joe sticker and the regular Mannana Yeti are equal. Some believe that is more rare for the Poopy Joe sticker to show up. And I'm here to give you the facts. So, here's what I found after going through multiple different seeds through what I would consider a fundamentally correct but not all-encompassing method to determine the percentage for these two stickers. Let me explain how I did it just real quick. So what I did is I first chose a seed that I could increment from. That way it wouldn't have any random variation of getting one bizarrely weird seed and then another weirdly bizarre seed. Instead, it would just start from 0 and increment up until I was finished with the count. In total, I went from 0 to 300, which is 301 different seeds tested. However, I didn't just stop there. I also did it from a random start. So I had the system of the game determine a seed, and then I incremented from that seed up until I got around 159 different seeds tested. That number's a lot less than the one from the tested in the chosen seed. However, I still think it is applicable. Now, in total of the 301 seeds I tested from the one I chose as a base, there were 231 Yeti stickers and 70 Poopy Joe stickers, meaning that it is about 76% for the Yeti and 23% for the Poopy Joe. That's without considering the entire tail end of the decimals, but If you were to round this, that would be about 25% for Poopy Joe, and if I was to do more testing, it'd probably end up more around that number. When it comes to the randomized seed start, what I got was 122 Yeti and 37 Poopy Joe, which again is around 76% for Yeti and 23% for Poopy Joe, not counting the tail end of the decimals. You can again see this information within the Google Drive link that is in the description. So, officially, the Poopy Joe sticker is more rare. However, I will give my opinion on them real quick. I personally think that the Yeti Mannana Peeled sticker is better than the Poopy Joe sticker. Part of that is because I'm colorblind, but I also like the blue more. And there's more bananas on the Yeti Mannana sticker. With all of that said, that was a ton of data. And also, holy flip, this information was so hard to get, because when I'm looking through the VPK files for this kind of information, I can find stuff on like the Dragon's Fury pattern. I can find stuff on just various different textures, and shoot, like if you look on the wiki, there's nothing about Mannana Peeled that's on there. Like, it's just the picture of the Warpaint, and that's pretty much it. I had to go into the files and extract the stickers themselves just for this video. Not only that, the amount of looking at footage and just recording and all that jazz and learning different commands. Like, I love TF2, so it was very, very fun, but it's also so boring. If I didn't want the strange second banana, I would not do this, but I want it so badly, I'm willing to learn everything banana related until I freaking get it. Did you know Mannana Peeled is made by Valve? So I can't go to Workshop Creator and ask them for the information. I even emailed Valve, actually, asking for information on the Mannana Peeled Warpaint. You know, I got radio silence, so I had to go do this research all by myself. And you know what? If someone wants to go through the files and do a more extensive search on this information to double check or disprove what I found here, please do so. Let me know. I really want to get this information 100% correct, backed up by every facet of evidence possible. As much as I did, I know I could have missed something, and I would be more than happy to be proven wrong. But with all of that being said, I'm going to eat a banana now. And all I ask is, Valve, please add the strange second banana. And also, I'm probably going to take this data and make a different kind of video, not on this channel, but just detailing all of the different facets that are included with the Mannana Peeled Warpaint. So, if you learned something, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, I'm turning my microphone off. This was a lot of yapping, like directed yapping. Do you feel attacked? I hope so, but like in a good way, like an attack of knowledge that you actually enjoy. I hope it was enjoyable. With all that being said, again, potassium people, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.